Well,
hello.
What the hell is that?
It is Sunday, November 22nd, and we have a very special guest tonight. Looks like we're joined by Ben Quadranos from Tund.
Yeah, he's going to be a ton of fun tonight to hang out with, isn't he?
A ton of fun, did you say?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, a ton of fun.
I owe him some money. Do you know how much money I owe him?
$1.
$100.
Oh, okay. I was going with $1 because, the other night we watched Trading Places. If you guys have never seen it, great movie, and $1 is pretty much one of the biggest parts of that movie. So, that's what I was thinking about. Oh, hi, Sean.
Hey, it was a disguise.
Hey, yeah, I just like to poke fun at when I get questions wrong. I like to poke fun at myself. So here we are.
That's fair. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm okay. I am okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's Thanksgiving week.
I know. I don't know how we got here because it felt like it was March yesterday.
It was
the longest.
Sunday.
In many ways, it's still March.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
March has been the longest month of all time.
Guys,
it's
I
like
feel
March
like I still haven't slept.
That's fair.
From the thing we did the past weekend with the money and the guy.
Yeah.
That smash a thing.
I got to figure out what to do with the $15,000 or whatever it is that's in my PayPal. Thinking about buying a boat.
Perfect. That's what it's for. That's what the money's for, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
All right. Well, let's run through real quick some of the stuff we got going on the network the next couple of days, and then we have some really fun guests that we're going to talk to tomorrow night. Merry Movie Squad continues with our watch along of Elf. That's at our normal time, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're taking off so we can enjoy the holiday, and you can as well. However, Tuesday night, we're going to re-air the Unwind morning edition from the Smash-a-thon. Because the Smash-a-thon video was so long, videos over 12 hours don't save on YouTube. So we are able to clip out this segment so you guys can watch it and relive it and have all the fun with it. Obviously, PJ and I were joined by just a murderer's row of Schmoedown competitors and champions. I would argue it was the largest collection of Schmoedown belts ever in one place in the history of the world.
I don't disagree with you at all. It was an incredible morning, and I'm really glad that you guys are going to get to be able to relive it. I'm glad that we actually have video of it, and you guys will get to enjoy it now.
For sure. Friday night, we're doing a watch-along of The Holiday, delightful film that was specifically the pick of this woman. What's up, Kristen?
Hi.
Hi.
Why'd you pick The Holiday for us to watch?
Because it's great. It's fantastic. And it's got Jack Black as a romantic lead, which is unheard of. Absurd. He's pretty sexy in the movie. I don't care. I'll say it. You look confused.
Great cast, man.
I'm watching cooking shows.
On my TV behind me. I just like having entertainment on in case I'm not entertaining enough. Then people can just
watch the cooking show.
Watch Rhett and Link behind me.
Are we not entertaining enough for you?
No, John feels that listening to me talk to people that he can't hear is not entertaining enough for him.
Well, John needs to get a new hobby then.
Is there not another room he can be in?
No, this is our room.
John can also come on the show.
Well, he's playing a game, so
I don't know if I want to subject the audience to that.
Is he playing a game or watching YouTube? I'm
both.
Confused.
He can do both. He's playing on his computer and also watching YouTube. It's a multitasking environment in this house.
Adults have become weird this decade.
Yes.
This is what we've been doing for many years. So Anyway,
speaking of playing games, Saturday night, we're kind of bringing back Family Game Night, which is something I think we're going to be doing for the future. It's 007 Friendsgiving. This will be exclusively on our Twitch, twitch.tv/PJCN Network or PJC Network, your choice how you want to pronounce it. Either way, the spelling is the same. We're going to playing 007 Nightfire, and then who knows what else that evening might devolve into. Oh, there might be a visual hint right there obscuring Sean's handsome face.
Sean became a logo.
He did.
That's sad.
It did not disappear.
It didn't.
Yeah, I know. Technical difficulties.
Is this like that night where Sean just tried on many different helmets? He's just going to try on many different logos.
I've stopped trying on helmets and just queued up my webcam to,
Now you just try logos. Which logo shall you try next?
I'm
okay,
partial to this one.
Oh, okay.
I like that PJ's head is just it has wings and is floating.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little hurt that I wasn't your Navi because
blame Chris Clark.
I was your Navi for your whole first stream.
Just blame Chris Clark.
We blame
when in doubt, blame Chris Clark. I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt. Okay, a couple other quick things. So next week is really fun. So a while ago, Chris Clark had spoken to Mr. Kevin Smets, and they were talking about what their favorite musicals are. And it just so turns out that Kevin's favorite musical is the underseen holiday musical Scrooge. So next week we're doing a watch along of Scrooge, followed by a Suddenly soundtracks devoted to Scrooge, which Kevin himself will be appearing on. We kept saying, buddy, whatever you need, it's okay. We can go ahead without you. And he was adamant that he was going to join us. He loves this musical, wants to talk about the songs. Yeah, you're on that with PLD and Alonzo Durald, and any Streamlabs donations we get during either the watch along or Suddenly soundtracks, we're gonna divert directly to Kevin's GoFundMe.
Yes, sir.
Finally, of course, we have a Patreon. Check it out. See if there's a tier that's right for you. You'll note we made a few changes to what you get with the Patreon. We had our exclusive AMA stream last night that went for 12 hours or like 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
Between 12 and
it felt like 12 hours.
A long time.
Kristen, did you have fun?
Doing what?
On the AMA stream.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But we have to shout out our Patreon producers, our executive producers, Brandy Parker and Ricardo Franco, and our Ruby tier producers, Kylie Petrano, Jake Berlin, Molly Damon, Brandon Buckingham, Kale the Youth Critic, Stephen White, Michael K, and Bador. We love you. We thank you. Your support keeps us going so we can keep doing these shows that we enjoy doing, whether or not you enjoy watching them.
They give us money, so I hope to think that, or like to hope that they like what we do.
Well, it's the fact that they keep giving us money, right? So like someone can give you money and then they can be like, oh, I don't think that was well spent. But then when they give it to you again, you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's like someone gives you a birthday gift, but just 1 year. And then you're like, well, they like me. And then they don't give you one the next year. And you're just like, oh.
Not a single.
I'll have to be sure to give you a birthday gift next year because I gave you one this year. I don't want you to think that I don't like you anymore next year.
Maxwell's the only person on this stream who's ever given me a birthday gift. I just want that noted.
I don't know if that's true.
You know who? PJ.
No, you bought me a dog kennel, so that's like the same.
That's
thing.
True. We bought you a shower curtain and a dog.
I sent you a very nice package in the mail.
Everyone who takes a shower in Pat's guest bathroom can thank us for buying him a shower curtain.
Pat, I sent you a very nice box in the mail that you didn't appreciate.
We're gonna just drop him out.
oh boy. Oh God. Oh yeah. Well, anyways, as I said earlier, we have two really fun special guests with us tonight. Why don't you introduce them, PJ?
Well, look, these two gentlemen are two of my favorite people in the entire world. I have been very lucky to get to know them over the course of the time that I've been a part of the Movie Trivia Schmodown. I just am so happy that they're here, number one. And number two, I think they are two of the funniest people in the space. I think they're two of the most talented people in the space. First, we've got Mr. Adam Witt. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm doing good. I finally... thank you for the compliments there, but I finally chilled out after last weekend's endorphin rush of the Smash-a-thon. That was one for the memory ages. I was just exhausted at the end of that, but in such a good way.
Yeah. To quote Adam Kaiser, that was like the Woodstock of the Schmodown. Oh yeah. All right, Kaiser.
And
the line
wasn't here, Harloff.
The line between Adam Kaiser and Beetlejuice is increasingly thinning.
That is
don't say his name 3 times or else he's going to pop up and who knows what's going to happen.
Well, you can't go anywhere without Adam Witt, without bringing in the gentleman who is currently the Movie Trivia Schmodown Couch Singles Champion and Couch Team Champion of the world, Mr. Paul Preston. Hello, sir. Oh, wait, can we not hear Paul? You can't hear Paul.
All right, hello,
Hey.
hey, good to be here on the show that Maxwell recently referred to as "We love doing it. We don't care if you like seeing it or not."
Welcome to the PJ Campbell Network.
Yeah, we do content because we want to do it, whether people like it or not. That has been our motto since March of 2020.
And
I like the catchphrase for the show is a show about whatever, because I think Paul and I are prepared to bring that.
Yeah, I think so too. I can think of no two people better suited to bring an ample amount of whatever.
Whatever.
I have a degree in that.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh, wonderful.
Speaking of whatever, BJ, have I really shared with you? Have we bonded on what we should be bonding over?
Right.
This is my guy.
Look at him. Oh, look at him.
That's a year ago. His name is Dr. Marvin, based on the Dreyfus character from What About Bob, because we got him when he was 5, so we knew his personality, so we could already have it be reflected in his name. And yeah, he's a lot like Dr. Leo Marvin.
I believe that.
A little short-tempered, little quick to yip at you. And he also lost an eye, so he's a one-eyed weird corgi guy.
You can't tell whether to take anything he says seriously.
Exactly.
Your videos of him are my absolute favorite. Every time you've done a video, I'm like, I need more of these in my life, Paul.
We're overdue for one. Yeah, and lately we've been doing the recreations of movie scenes. So we're combining all the worlds together here. Lethal Weapon's on its way. We've already done Driving Miss Daisy, Wayne's World, and The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
50% of the people on this show have corgis.
It's true.
It's true.
You're in good company.
Oh,
Kristen also.
I have two. Where are you? Freya's way in the back. Can you see her? Way back there. Where's Ash? He's on the ground. No one can see. I apologize. My cavern.
What percentage of the panel has a feral cat? Just me?
No feral cats here, unfortunately.
I love Pantera, but I don't have a cat.
It depends if you would categorize Sean as a feral cat. Because if you would, then I have a feral cat.
I mean, that is
my sister owns a feral cat.
Yes.
I like.
Is that close enough?
Sure.
I like Kristen's confidence in her ability to entertain, and that she said, "Oh, I could just go to this show anytime." Like, I'm not that interesting anyway.
Well, if our YouTube channel isn't enough, I'm just gonna have one like back behind me somewhere, and then like you can watch Matt, Pat, or me. It doesn't matter.
So we're all just becoming Mark Ellis in the Schmodown, where he has a television behind him, and it just
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, how are you guys holding up with the pandemic and stuff? I mean, March 2020 has been going on for 9 months now. We're all in this together. How are you two dealing with it?
Well, you're asking us on the right day, because Paul and I actually finally saw each other for the first time since March or whatever on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
What a nice feeling.
Yeah, Adam found himself up in Burbank, and he called me, which is nice, and so I met him out at a place, and I was telling him, doesn't it make you nuts when you see something on Facebook like, "Hey, just spent 3 days in Los Angeles. That place is great, beautiful weather," and it's like a really good friend of mine. It's like, you didn't look me up. You came 3 days and you didn't look me up. So I mean, even just an afternoon in Burbank for Adam to give me a call, that was great. So we had a good time, and there was someone else there who was really just doing this. Between us,
you're right,
flying with movie information and movie stuff. I'm sure she was just like, I don't even know what the hell's happening here. That's the natural response most of the time.
A friend of mine who's well aware of the existence of Paul, but had never been with both of us at the same time.
That feels like everyone's nightmare to be around literally any of us, because that's what it is 95% of the time, I would say. There's like that 5% where we actually have to be serious, but even then there's still movie references.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was happy that the Smetsathon, the Smashathon, really created. I took a photo and put it on Twitter, where on one screen is Late Night with Gucci and 8 people or something, and then the waiting room, which had like 20 people in or whatever. And I thought we finally figured out. It took us this long. We finally figured out how to recreate the bar after a Schmodown shoot.
100%. Yeah, I miss Barney so bad.
We finally got Barney's Beanery. Felt like Saturday night that we really had nailed Barney's Beanery.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think we could try harder to nail that if we need to. Set a date. I'll set it up. We got this.
I mean, look, as long as everyone yells Norm every time someone logs in, that's what matters. Like when someone pops in, if we all say Norm, then I know I'm with the right people.
Yep.
Yeah, other than that, I find myself like irregularly busy during pandemic. You know,
I understand that.
I've normally my job is I produce the podcast for D23 for Disney's fan club. It's their official podcast, and that went from going on the lot and shooting it to doing it all online now. So that hasn't let up. But normally I have all this freelance around it. But now, you know, I would say Adam and I are probably both cursed with ambition. It's like, oh, well, I can finish that screenplay. Oh, I can work on that book. Oh, I can do this Schmodown thing. I can do that Schmodown thing. Adam and I can create a comedy video. There's so many projects going on that I haven't felt like I'm just wasting away here at all. And if you feel that way, it's on you.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about the other night, Trading Places ended up being like our 63rd watch along on the channel since March.
Wow.
And we started it out of the fact that I had been doing content for a little bit and I stopped doing it because I was writing and I had other things going on, and then the world stopped. And I was like, well, what if we brought it back and found things to do? And we've been creating content ever since. Like, we're busy all the time.
I think it's safe to say the network didn't really take off until mid-April when I joined and took over.
Well, I was going to say box, but that's fine.
Well, there's that.
Yeah,
but no, really, I agree.
I mean, where else could you see faces like that on the internet?
At the DMV?
Well, yeah, that too.
I think Adam and I
stream poster.
I think Adam and I speak Trading Places, right? Looking good. Looking good, Billy Ray.
Feeling good, Lewis.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, there you go. Speak some Trading Places.
I'm still not sure what the title of that movie is, though.
PJ.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at Paul and Adam, and I'm seeing you and me in 10 years.
I don't disagree with you, except the beard is so nice, and I don't know if mine will ever.
Which one is which?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's.
Are we doing like the linear version or the swap version? Okay, that
might
makes
be
a lot of sense. Yeah,
I don't know if that's a compliment to me.
Oh, it is. It's a
insult to
compliment.
Maxwell.
No, it's a compliment. Yeah. Anyone who can be as funny and nice as you, I think that's a compliment.
Oh shucks. You reddened my cheeks.
This is why we come on, guys. This is why
we have the same microphone.
Anytime.
So,
look at us.
Look at you guys.
I always feel like I'm the loudest person on one of these things. Is that the case right now? Because I can't hear myself.
No.
No.
And if you are the loudest, that's fine too. It's okay to be loud.
Yeah, you're the guest. You can do whatever you want within reason.
If you want to tell Sean to fuck off and leave, feel free to tell Sean to fuck off and leave. I mean, I do it at least once a week. I feel great.
Why would Sunday be different than any other day?
Right.
At least once a week.
I'm very impressed with the pickup pattern on your microphone, Paul, because you are a good distance away, and it sounds like you are just right up in it. So.
That's why I worry I'm super hot. Yeah, because if I got any closer. Yeah.
Well, you are
ready for voiceover work.
Romantic.
You've been mowing lawns on a hot day.
This podcast became something very different all of a sudden.
Well, that's that. You know what? You never. Whatever it is can fly. That's the whole point.
We're basically the long form podcast version of Seinfeld. Let's be real.
I'm okay with that.
Out nothing.
Although a slightly less quotient of Jewishness.
And less black and white cookies, which is becoming a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'll order a black and white cookie if you want me to, Pat. You don't
really
yesterday. Have to argue with me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look.
What I had with Adam yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you guys really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've never been to Pinocchio in Burbank.
No, dude.
I have.
The Italian restaurant.
It's a great,
yeah,
right?
Chris Clark took us there.
Yeah, that was my favorite restaurant.
Look, if Chris Clark says, hey, I know this Italian place, do you want to go? The answer is yes.
Yeah,
that man knows his Italian food.
It's counter service, but the food is really good.
Yeah,
but they also have a gelato stand, a bakery stand, a deli, and a full Italian market.
It was like my dream. I was 3 months pregnant. We had been at the airport all day. I hadn't eaten anything since like noon, and I was like, "Give me all the food."
If you're looking for something for Christmas for someone who's difficult to buy for or whatever, like that market there, like all the boxed cakes, I was just like, I need to send boxed cakes to like my dad and my grandpa. Like, I'm like, what do you get these people? Like a boxed cake. Very welcome. Very welcome.
I miss Pinocchio something fierce now. Damn it.
Yeah, and you're not going to find many blood orange sodas in town, but you will at
yeah.
Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Really good.
When you said black and white cookies, my first thought was you were over at King's Deli over by Warner Brothers, because that's that little deli that's right next to the studio. They also sell black and white cookies, because I used to walk from my apartment over there all the time to get them. Yep.
Burbank.
Yeah. Burbank.
Good
I miss
times.
Burbank.
Wait,
Those
where are
were
you
the
guys
days.
now? Also, are you spread out all over the world?
Yeah,
Chicago.
So I'm down in Tucson
Chicago.
now. I have a house now. California got expensive,
Rub it in.
and I moved down here literally right before everything happened, and I couldn't believe the timing. So it worked out fine. But I miss you guys. But if anyone needs a place to stay, I also have a place.
Hey, Cam.
Hi, Kim.
Hey, what's up, Cam?
And of course, I'm in Tokyo.
Yep.
That's true.
Mm.
It's really unfortunate.
No, that's not right.
Are you sure?
No?
Tokyo, Missouri, right?
Yeah, Tokyo.
Yeah.
Missouri.
It's like when you say I'm from London, but you mean Ontario.
Or when you say
Yeah.
Paris, then you mean Texas.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Well, no, generally when I say Paris, I mean Las Vegas.
Well, that works too.
That's fair.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
at
you live
the
in the
Paris.
Eiffel Tower of Las Vegas.
Yeah, they've got a really good burger joint in Paris. In
The Paris.
the Paris.
Yeah.
It is
Let me
called.
punch up that joke for you. It's the Paris.
It is
Yeah.
called Le Burger.
Oh, well,
The
That
burger.
sounds very fancy.
you had to get lay.
Keeping with the theme of whatever, I thought that my favorite burger place in Vegas is Burger Bar over in Mandalay Bay.
It's pretty good
I've
too.
been there. It's really good.
I liked Holstein's
Sounds good.
at the
I eat there.
Cosmopolitan.
Don't know that one.
Never had it, but I'll try it.
We've got a
miss
great.
Vegas so much.
I do. I
Yeah.
miss Vegas.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, we-
it's still there. I just went. The whole
I-
place is closed.
I gotta say,
Oh no!
I gotta be honest with you guys. I haven't been to Vegas since I was 5. I am 30.
I gotta be
Oh,
honest
gosh,
with you
right.
guys. I haven't been to
Yeah.
Vegas since November.
So what we got
And
to
I'm
do is
sad.
when this is over, can we all go to Vegas? Is what I'm saying.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I've never been, so maybe.
So, Kristen, John will take care of Kara, and you'll come party with us.
I mean, that's probably fair, but I think John would want to come too. Perhaps.
Well, we didn't invite him though.
Oh, okay.
I hear him in the background.
With the
Did you what?
2-year-old.
Yeah. Well, your mother can take care of Kara for a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
works.
It
I like
is
that we're
Kara,
planning her
and normally
childcare
I don't
on the
care,
air.
but it's fine. But yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
I have a question.
I'm not even trying to get it wrong as a bit.
I know. It's fine. We knew when we named her after Supergirl, no one would know what it was, and then everyone
No,
would call her
but
Kara.
hold on. Now that you've told me that, I'll never get it wrong.
Good. Yeah, she's after Supergirl, and John didn't know until like 5 hours after she was born.
Her show just got canceled.
I know. They're waiting for her to grow up so that she can take over.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
You said you have a question, Paul?
Sorry.
PJ, have you ever competed?
I have not. I was going to until I took over as head writer. Actually.
So how did
Christian,
that job come about, or that gig, or whatever you call it?
So I was doing after shows back a couple of years ago at the Stream TV, and I met Makuga in passing, and he finally invited me over to the studio, and I started hanging around the studio and was helping behind the scenes, and eventually just kind of doing random shit. And Christian was like, "Can you please stop asking to come? We just need you to be here on Fridays." And very Christian-like. And then eventually it was like, hey, do you want to help write? Hey, do you want to help plan the live shows? Hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Sure, why not? And then Chris Skalicki decided to step down, and he's like, hey, you want to take over as head writer? All right. So I kind of gym ratted my way to the top, if I'm being completely honest with you guys.
That's
Nice.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just never knew
wasn't
if you played. So you come in as a fan, kind of, and then another instrument in the big machine, and there you are.
bad.
PJ,
No,
did we ever meet you at a match or anything or anywhere? Have we met?
I think I did. Yeah.
That's
we've
spectacular,
definitely
at
met.
least.
I mean, we hung out at Barney's at least once or twice because
Okay.
I was up there for the beginning of the season. I came up just to visit, but like
He was there, Adam. He was there for our match.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely been there. I lived in Burbank for 3 years before I moved down here, so like I was always
It's
around.
okay. It took me about 4 or 5 times after meeting PJ to remember who he is. He's not a particularly memorable
You know
person.
what, Adam?
say Adam.
Come to think of it,
We met all of the Schmodown all at once.
Yeah, I was going to say, Adam. Come to think of it, he was there the day you and I met.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
here's the thing. All of us minus Maxwell were at Spectacular, so
Mhm.
We all met there.
I don't need to go to
Minus
Spectacular because I am Spectacular. No,
That's accurate.
No.
Adam, I think
That's
you talked to PJ for like 2 hours, and then I think you drove him home. Didn't you drive him home? And then you said you stayed there.
I was really, really drunk. My car is actually still at the old Collider office.
Oh no!
Can you give me a ride back?
I'm pretty sure it's been towed at this point.
I've been meaning to ask. Can you give me a ride back?
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask that. Can someone come get me in Tucson?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a schlep, PJ.
Maybe Chance will drive you.
That's probably fair.
I'm not sure I'd want to get in a car that he's driving.
So why Tucson?
My family's down here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the houses were inexpensive.
I would love to move to an inexpensive place. That sounds fun.
I'll say this: the one thing I like about Tucson is that of all the parts of Arizona, it's like the liberal college arts town, and so there's like a lot of indie theaters and lots of art and stuff. Like Kristen and them came down to visit, and we got to go around. Like I really like this area. It kind of reminds me of Austin, Texas. Like very similar vibe. Yeah. Lots of really good restaurants.
Not as weird, but
yeah.
Well, Austin's pretty
debatable.
weird in a great way, but it's
so I like it a lot, more than I ever expected to, and it's become very homey for me, and it's not bad. Tim Franco's down here, Chance Ellison's down here. There's a couple people down here still. So
I want to ask you questions. You're always asking us questions.
Yeah.
We should ask you questions.
Interview PJ.
I'm concerned.
I mean, we wouldn't have any prepared, but I just thought, I always trivia question.
Oh, and also Maxwell, what's your deal?
What is my deal?
Max, what is your
That's
deal?
a valid question.
That is correct.
What's your deal?
Okay,
you were at the draft. All right.
Yeah, I was like, we all hung out at the draft too. I was there for a little bit.
It's hard to pick out individuals I hung out with at the draft, though. There was a lot of us, but yeah.
Oh, I know.
and a lot of drinking.
Yeah,
Hey,
always
PJ,
a lot of drinking.
and no eating.
PJ, without looking at the poster behind me, who directed the Fabulous Baker Boys?
I believe it was Paul Preston.
It's incorrect.
Shit.
Adam for the steal.
Oh, Fabulous Baker Boys.
Adam, Fabulous Baker Boys.
Max?
No.
Let me think for a second.
Trust me, I want to get this.
That doesn't matter.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
What?
Wait, yeah, Cam, what? Collider got purchased by a Canadian company?
Wow.
Oh, I don't think we're going back to that studio.
The
No, we're
studio will
definitely
look
not,
different, as in it'll be in Canada.
Yeah, I can pretty safely say we're not going back to that studio.
Yeah, how different would that look? Would there suddenly be moose in the studio?
I think one
We're gonna
could
have
hope.
Mounties at the door.
That's
Obviously.
not how
Sounds
Canadians
fantastic. There's like a maple syrup fountain when you walk in the door. Sounds great.
Gross.
I'm from Michigan. It's close enough to Canada.
Kristen,
that
I'm
you kind of
drinking
just
eggnog,
are Canadian
and that sounds
by
gross to
proxy.
Oh, you've already got the eggnog going? Hey, what Christmas is... I finally heard my first Christmas song at Pinocchio's of the year. I always mark my first Christmas song I hear of the year. I love that. Yeah, but I haven't put any lights up yet. I haven't gone nog yet. But this is a fun little slope to all those traditions.
Sean goes nog on the regular.
Nog hard.
I think I was drinking eggnog during Halloween.
You were.
Yeah, I mean, people drink eggnog during Easter too, so I feel like nog is a year-round drink.
If
you want it to be.
I've been finding all the sandwich places. I'm a big deli guy.
That's true.
There's a really good one on 4th Avenue that I keep going back to.
Well, how does she know that?
I don't know. I mean, I post on social media more than I should, to be honest. That's probably fair.
I like how
Mark is not
picture
wrong.
is like next to a prison,
Chiming in with the
a
golden
Canadian
chocolate
prison.
We have
Looks like
we have some lovely followers.
Yeah.
So what's my
Mark,
deal?
you
I don't know.
seem-
That's such a vague question. I live in New York.
Maxwell,
You need multiple choice?
I live in New York.
Yes, what is your multiple choice on this map?
Where in New York?
Well, currently we live in Manhattan, but we're moving to Brooklyn in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Actually, so
To a
packing has
box
been fun.
factory.
This is the only part of my place right now that doesn't look like a boxy shithole.
Huh.
So I just had to keep this area clean, and then over there is boxes and piles, and it's fun.
But as far as we know, the world only sees this much. Whatever's outside of that. I've got a completely dirty, unmade bed here, but nobody knows.
Absolutely.
As far as the world is concerned, I only live in this room. That's just the fact.
I mean,
in my pictures, you guys even said that.
No. If you go watch Box, we get to see you in bed.
That's true.
That's true.
It's true.
Hey, PJ, who played the male lead in Mannequin?
Oh, God damn it.
That's a good
Good.
one.
You suffer for a second. You
That
sit
is a
there and
good
look at
one.
the ceiling. You deserve to listen to this too. 5, 4, 3.
Frank
2.
Sinatra.
That's incorrect.
Yeah. Damn it. I was thinking of the Manchurian Candidate.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah, Mannequin
What
and
planet?
Mannequin
Candidate.
Candidate are very similar.
Feels good.
Hey, Patrick. What planet is Kit Fisto from?
Fuck you, Sean.
Andrew
I'm not
McCarthy.
going to reveal whether I know the answers to these questions.
Adam, what'd you say?
A good play.
Andrew McCarthy.
Well.
I was that was the previous question. Although that could be the planet it's from. Kit Fisto. I don't know the planet Kit Fisto is from.
Was that a
Cara
bunch
might know.
Helm.
Aquile.
Look, the most important thing to know about in all time is really just UHF. Weird Al, UHF. Come on now.
That's accurate.
Very nice.
Pat, did you watch Sing Street?
I'm watching it tomorrow. I had a match that we
Taking
taped
too long.
today, and I don't want.
The
I'm sorry that I had to work.
I
as
don't
for
care.
The fabulous Baker Boys, it's the dude who went on to write all but one of the Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
Correctamundo.
Steve
Really?
Close.
interesting.
Yeah, he's writing the third Fantastic Beast also, isn't he? He came
I
back.
think so. I think they were like, JK, you can't write screenplays.
Okay,
And,
fine.
And
and
we
you
were
suck.
all like, thank God.
We're done with all this. Where's everybody from? Let's talk about movies. So
Yeah.
this Mads Mikkelsen, or however you pronounce it,
Yes, Maz.
perhaps in for Grindelwald is like a good call, right?
Oh,
Great
it's a
call.
Great call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
I think he's a good actor.
And I also
Like,
think it would
Enigma.
make him the first like notable actor to hit the Star Wars, Marvel, Harry Potter trifecta.
Ah.
There's
Yeah.
one dude who's like a 6'5" dude who has been in all three franchises, but just in like a piece of armor over here, or he's like a random alien in Guardians of the Galaxy. And in
Yeah.
Rogue One, he was the body double for Darth Vader, but I don't really count that. 'cause
That
you
doesn't
don't-
count.
Right.
Yeah.
So Mads Mikkelsen will be the first one to hit all three.
Well, but he'll
That's
also have
impressive.
to hit. He'll also have to DC, right?
Yeah.
I can't be the only
Well,
one.
hitting DC is what got Johnny Depp in trouble in the first place.
Oh, nice one.
I so badly want Mads to come back because I would love to see Catalyst get turned into a miniseries on Disney Plus.
That's a good book.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That was a great book.
And since Cassian's getting a series, I would love to see Mads come back and do.
And
like,
also all of Daddy Mads for everything.
that dude's
just
super talented.
Everything.
He is. I mean,
Yeah.
I never thought anyone would, take over my heart as the definitive Hannibal Lecter, but Mads is pretty.
That is a tough hill to climb, and he did it. It's
Yeah,
it's
he
just
did.
like recasting the Joker or Superman.
So
You're like,
good.
these people did it somehow. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. he's
Now,
so
as
good.
far as gruff older gentlemen, Mads Mikkelsen or Timothy Oliphant?
What is the specific question? If
Yeah.
if
In
it was
what
like
context?
in the
here's both
category
of them.
of
What
can
does
take
your
one.
heart tell you?
Mads
I mean, my heart
Mikkelsen.
tells me
Which one would I want to make out with? Because I ain't
Yeah.
been making out with Mads. I'll definitely
I
go
would-
with Timothy Oliphant.
He
Timothy
is
Oliphant.
a trained ballet dancer, so I'm sure he's very flexible.
Yeah, I'm
that
taking
changes
Timothy
your mind at
Oliphant to
all.
bed.
Yeah, that's fair.
PJ?
I mean, Timothy Oliphant. Did you see that beard that he was rocking at the beginning of Mando? Come on,
Yeah,
just check
I still go Mads.
You know, Alex Damon has a cardboard cutout of Timothy Oliphant.
I know.
behind him now.
He does, and it scared his dog.
Oh, fantastic.
I love Timothy Oliphant. I have for a really long time, and I think he's actually the second best Die Hard villain. And that's my hot take for the night.
Oh.
Interesting.
If you're
I
Die
think he's
Hard-
the third best Boba Fett.
Is Mads better
What? Mads is not Boba Fett.
in
Nor is he a Die Hard
James
villain.
Bond?
Oh,
Did we say James Bond? We
No,
said Die Hard.
Die
I was
Hard.
thinking of James Bond because you know
I
what?
was like,
Hot take. I don't like
Die Hard with the strikes
so
back.
whatever.
wait, you don't like Die Hard?
I don't. I've never liked
What?
it. I don't.
who's in charge? Get her out of
I
here.
don't know.
Put
I
that
don't
on
like,
the
I'm
TV.
sorry.
Show us the
That's-
YouTube. There we go.
But that's a dude movie, right?
No, that is an everyone movie.
Die Hard's not a dude movie. That's a dude
Honestly,
movie.
No. That is a family Christmas film,
It's-
sir.
it is
Max,
not.
Max, did you let her back in here?
Wait a second. There's one female in that movie. That is a dude movie.
It is a
I
family
like plenty
Christmas
of
film
dude
about
movies.
A man
All right, but it's understandable if you
and his
don't.
family at Christmas.
I like plenty of dude movies. It's just not for me. I don't like it. I never have liked it. I've watched it many times, and it's just
I'm
not my
shocked.
movie.
I'm just
fine.
shocked. That's all. It's fine.
I've watched all of them. I just don't like them.
Hey, I'll make it worse. Guys. As
You've
much
never
as we're
seen it.
giving-
I know.
I've never seen Die Hard.
That doesn't surprise me.
Does that make
I don't think you've ever seen a movie that's not Star Wars.
What up, Randy?
Sean, I'm going to go ahead and say that Singles may not be for you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure Star Wars is for him at this point, if I'm being honest.
You know, PJ,
Not
stop
the next
trying
time
to
I
get me to
meet him.
join the question team.
I am 100% Star Wars is not for him.
Oh. And I'm Dante Dauphine with that.
Oh boy. So, can you give us a little insight into how you came up with your mad genius concept for your reactor bit as part of the Smash-a-thon?
Well, you talked about at the top of the show how the Smash-a-thon Part 2, the second stream, is gone forever, which sucks. Not just for our wacky bits.
Do we know if we have that saved? No,
It
there's
didn't
one
hook
one-
up in the last couple hours.
Unfortunately, we have everything saved except for the last 2 hours, and I feel so bad.
Which
No.
that was like my favorite segment.
But they weren't in the last 2 hours, were they?
Chris said he doesn't. They were.
Yeah, it didn't get it like cut them out.
I don't know. Chris, I'll double check with him, but he said he doesn't have it. So
It looked like all of Sunday was gone.
Well, we
have a-
recorded.
we were recording it, so-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we started recording it like 2 hours after it began.
I mean,
So
I got to
we
say,
missed it a little bit.
I don't even know how that's possible for that thing to have saved to begin with, or for us to expect it to begin with. I don't know. All this technology is sorcery for me. I understand. I'm getting up in age. This is magical that somebody pressed a button and we are live right now on YouTube. But the one thing I am certain is that a computer ain't going to record 24 hours of video. There's no machine I have that records 24 hours of video. You have to stop after 2.
Having to, like in the 90s, record stuff on VHS.
Adam is coming over and putting in another VHS tape.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we go.
Adam gets it.
Record.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, we should have recorded the show on SLP or whatever.
Hell yeah.
I think I have a couple laser discs somewhere that I could burn some footage onto. Send it your way.
I have a Back to
Sounds
the
good to
Future
me.
disc around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, on your VHS tape of Back to the Future, what were the other 2 movies on it? Because you could tape 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You could tape 3 movies. So there was always these weird mashups on VHS. Like my Return of the Jedi tape also has Jaws and Enter the Ninja. Don't know why those are the 2 that are on it, but that's just what else ended up on that tape.
But Back to the Future was purchased, so I did not tape it off of television.
All right, yeah. Well,
my parents had all the Bond movies taped off of television, and it was in like random order. So at any time you could put in one of those VHSs, and you'd watch like a Roger Moore movie, a Timothy Dalton movie, and a Sean Connery movie. And it was just like a random happenstance of whichever one I would put on. But I don't think I ever actually owned the movies in any physical format until DVD.
Yeah,
like outside of being taped.
My dad had taped The Godfather off TV, which was like 4 VHS tapes worth. And then I went and bought him.
Thank you for reminding me about
Godfather on VHS, and I was like, "Here, you can watch it." And he said, "Oh, but that tape has all my favorite commercials."
Oh, my favorite commercial.
The other thing they would do, and the other thing they would do on TV is they would take Godfather 1 and 2 and put them in order. So there was a TV event that might be the one he taped too.
That's
maybe
what I'm literally ordering right now because
they finally released it in that order. But it was only a TV thing for a while where they would start with Godfather Part 2, the De Niro parts, and then and then get to Michael Corleone in The Godfather, and then go on to Godfather Part 2.
I waited too long, and the eBay seller is sold out of the bootleg copy for right now, and now I'm very
sad.
God damn it!
You only have
I've been wanting it. I really.
You have one job, PJ.
I love TJ's
to own
life.
every movie.
PJ lives the life of a video store clerk. I mean, he's just sitting there like, oh, you know what? I'm going to order that for the store.
Yeah,
it's 100% what it is.
Store.
Which I've already got the pre-order in for Godfather 3, the new cut of it, the Death of Michael Corleone, which I'm super excited about. If you guys didn't see the trailer, it looks fucking awesome.
Ooh, no, I haven't. There's a trailer?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to break all the rules. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys right
By
now.
the way, I got to say, at some point, Paul and I did a show for 8 years where we watched trailers and we previewed movies that were released that week. And so I was very up on all that stuff. And the one thing I loved not doing is following the rumor mill on certain movies, because that kind of ruined Star Wars prequels for me a little bit. It's like following the rumors.
Yeah.
The crowning achievement of not paying attention to trailers and not paying attention to rumors was I was literally surprised in the theater watching a Blade Runner 2049 that Harrison Ford showed up. I had no idea.
I went for 2 years without watching a trailer, and it was like the best 2 years. Every time I watched the movie, I was like, holy shit, this is happening. And everyone else was like, yeah, it was in the trailer. I was like, I didn't watch it.
But like right now, I'm so excited because I'm like, what? They have a trailer for it? This is actually happening?
Yeah, they like legit put a trailer out for it and everything.
Oh, fantastic. Did they digitally put Winona Ryder in it instead of Sophia?
I could dream. I wish.
Yeah. Well, Sophia's a legend now.
We've sold the casinos. We have no interest in anything religious. The church owns the large corporation worth $6 billion. Don Corleone, this deal can make you one of the richest men in the world. Friends, our business together is done. Your old partners, they're unhappy.
Oh, it just makes me so happy.
You abandoned them. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Mr. Corleone, we have a problem.
I said we make him dead. You give me the order, I'll take care of it.
Make him dead.
Yeah, make him dead.
It's not personal, Godfather. It's only business.
You're the only one left in this family with my father's strength.
Call yourself Vincent Corleone. Our true enemy has not yet shown his face. When they come, they'll come at what you love.
Right on.
Look, I love those movies, and to know that he got to finish it just makes me so happy.
Let me ask this: do I have to watch the other ones to see that one?
Have to? That's your problem right there.
Okay, 1
Don't enter
2.
singles. Don't do singles.
At least watch 1 and 2.
You know, Adam, that's some great advice from someone. Like if they were a manager.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered
going into management?
Going into management.
That would be a waste of my trivia knowledge.
That's also true.
That's fair. I would just enjoy you as my manager in the movie Trivia Schmodown. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I have managed 2 players to victory.
I know.
That's true.
Well, that wasn't you. That was Adam Kaiser.
No, he got to at least Roca, so there's at least one then.
Yeah, you did manage Roca.
All right, let's go back to The Godfather here. Let's
Heck
talk
yeah.
So
I'm excited.
Sullivan, don't watch it by yourself. Like you got to watch it with somebody who's like way into The Godfather at this point, because it's like it's got this whole there's a whole movie there that other people see that if you go in cold the first time, I don't know. I think you got to see it with somebody who's really amped up to go, oh, dude, check this out.
Okay. What if I just played the video game?
It's not the same. Stop it, Sean. Stop it right now, Sean. You're hurting me inside.
Here's the thing. You're missing a whole cornucopia of great references and quotes that you could be making at all times. And that's
plus
that's
you see
at
so
least
many
watch
actors,
it for the references.
Right at the beginning of their careers, you see like young Pacino right at the beginning, young De Niro right at the beginning. Like these legends now all start in these movies. Coppola was super young,
and the man with the most successful movie career of all time, John Cazale, 5 movies, all nominated for Best Picture. He's like, I've ascended, and then he died.
I'm out of here.
Perfect career.
I think the thing I'm always going to be sad about, though, is that they never made the 4th one, because there was talk at one time that Garcia would be in the 4th one, and it was going to be the fall of the Corleone family. Like, I kind of would have liked to see that, because to watch the rise and then the eventual full fall of the Corleones in America could have been so fascinating.
Not one shot of Sofia Coppola in that trailer.
I noticed that, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took Jar Jar right out of that one. And now see the Phantom Menace the way you've always wanted to. You're like, no Jar Jar shots.
They said that they cut 15 minutes out of the movie, including putting a new beginning in, a new ending in, and re-editing some of the scenes. Like, apparently it's a completely different movie.
Wow.
That's great.
Which I'm super excited about.
Whatever excuse I have to watch 3 again. I've only seen it once. And, you know, I mean, certainly the opera shootout, that's a good topic, actually. Steve... movie guy Steve texted me recently his favorite opera shootouts, and that's an interesting topic because the Quantum of Solace, that's a great opera shootout.
That's a great
Mission
one.
Impossible,
Rogue Nation. Yep.
Godfather 3. It might be the ultimate opera shootout, right?
Yeah.
Foul play.
Phantom of the Opera has a great one.
Oh, Phantom of the Opera sure.
Has a great one. Yeah.
I just adore those movies so much. And the one thing that's so interesting about Coppola is, like, similar to Ridley Scott, I guess he's just never done tinkering. And so when he goes back to his movies, I've found that for the most part, I've always liked his re-edits a little bit more, especially The Outsiders. Like, The Outsiders benefited the most.
Oh, is there a full officially sanctioned re-edit of The Outsiders?
Yeah, he did it in like 2004, 2005.
Wow.
He went back and he got all the footage, and WB let him put everything back in. It's 30 minutes longer. Everything is how it was supposed to be. For the most part, the score is gone, and it's all like a surf rock score now, which is kind of cool and a little bit different.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, if you get a chance to check it out, it's the Outsiders, the complete novel version.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's excellent.
Yeah, no, he's been doing that, like I said, long before George Lucas and the Phantom, or, the re-editing his movies. Lucas, who's an actor, obviously those two are friends and, enjoy the same things, re-editing their movies years after their release. But that Godfather cut I told you where he did 1 and 2 was for TV in like 78 or something. So
Yeah, he did. Some of that, that original version of it was done to get the rest of the money they needed for the third one. And to do Apocalypse Now, like, he was trying to get money from the studios, and he was like, well, if I just sell them The Godfather and I get the money, I can use it for the things that I need.
I love how he released that version of Apocalypse Now, like maybe 15 years ago now. Yep. And I forget what the different cuts are called. Redux. And then he just released a definitive version, which is kind of took out everything from Redux, and it did, like it was almost like I regret the Redux cut.
Yes.
I saw the Redux in theaters and I was like, this is not as good. And then he realized it himself.
Yeah, there's some stuff in Redux that I wasn't a fan of. That's why I was like, I like most of his re-edits, but Redux was always my sticking point where I was like, not really huge on Redux, but I thought the final cut was excellent.
Yeah. Did you see it in the theater?
No, I didn't.
I went and saw that in an IMAX. Paul, did we go?
I saw it in the theater. Yeah, we probably went together.
Yeah, probably. And I got to tell you, like, I've seen Apocalypse Now plenty of times. That is one that definitely suffers for format. Like, the very first time I watched it was on VHS in my living room, my shitty college TV, and I kind of just didn't groove on Apocalypse Now. Plus, I was a way bigger fan of the documentary on Apocalypse Now.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I think that's a superior film. But boy, when we saw it in the theater with the full sound and, now remixed for 21 speakers and all that stuff, because like Lucas and Coppola, they were made, like, the technology wasn't up to speed yet for what they were trying to put the audience through. But now with like 21 speakers, to see Apocalypse Now and that, I was like, I finally saw what Coppola was trying to do all along that doesn't work on VHS,
Now, Sean, what is your favorite cut of Apocalypse Now?
There's so many of them. I like the one where they're in South America and it's not in English; it's a foreign film.
Yeah, I know that one.
Agira, the Wrath of God?
No, Apocalypto.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So let's recap. You've seen Attack of the Clones, and you haven't seen The Godfather.
So Paul, hold on. So Paul, this is a running gag on the PJ Campbell Network.
We keep him around because he makes us feel better about our movie knowledge.
It's jogging at this point, but yeah.
He's
also just a lovely person to have.
It's a running gag that I haven't seen any movies. I have seen parts of Godfather. I've never sat through the whole thing. I have seen Apocalypse Now. But I don't know.
It was a running gag. Now I'd say it's more of a jogging gag.
Yeah, that's definitely jogging.
A slowly crawling gag.
A loping gag.
John doesn't like Godfather, so we don't watch it very often in our households.
It's a great Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, so I'll watch it this Thanksgiving with my 2-year-old, and everything will be fine.
Cara will really dig it.
Nice.
I will tell
if she wasn't evil enough.
I will tell you, I did look at where I did open up my app on my phone and find out where it was streaming.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'll
not.
pay $3 on Amazon to rent it.
My family spent $20 a weekend in 1985 renting movies. And every time I go to rent, I go to find something, and my roommate or a friend or whoever I'm watching with will be like, "Oh, you have to rent it." I'm like, "Yeah, it's $4."
Yeah, whatever.
That's what you're supposed to do with movies. You're supposed to rent them or buy them.
Yeah, when I did I was on a little kick watching a certain subset of movies in the comic book variety a little while ago, and I had to rent everything because it's not a lot of it's not streaming. A lot of it I don't have on DVD.
Now, would there be a reason why you decided to delve into something other than
because he's terrible at Star Wars and he's trying to make himself feel better. That's what it is. That's what I believe.
Wow. Hold on, I have a question, Adam. How does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel that you're terrible at Star Wars?
Adam's better at Star Wars than you.
PJ literally just insulted 2 people at the same time on new record.
But Sean, I think we know between the two of us, I'm better at Star Wars than you are. I'm going to beat you the next time we play.
I would like to see that.
We stand Adam Witt on this.
I don't look.
We're stuck with Sean, but I like Adam.
I like everyone.
I'm signed a contract. Adam did not.
I just love that there are this many people that openly love Star Wars, and then we can even go play a contest. Yeah. There was a time where that just was not the case. People did not obsessively love Star Wars the way we do, much less be able to go and compete with trivia.
I mean,
I adore that. That's the truth.
I was very lucky, and I think that at least 4 of us on here can agree with this. Like, being kids in the 90s was the perfect time. Like, the special editions hit, the toys were like really hot again, the prequels were coming out. Like, it was the perfect time for us as kids to be like on that Star Wars train. And I know Paul's in his head right now, and I'm sorry, we're young. And
no, I agree with you. As a kid who was 5 years old when Star Wars was in theaters, yes, it was the perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, I think I'm tracking
what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think we're tracking the same age, just different prequel and original trilogy.
And I think that's why, at least for me, like I do like the prequels because I was young. I was 9 when The Phantom Menace came out. It was like Anakin is my age. The hero of the movie is my age. Like, that's fucking awesome. Of course, then he would kill younglings 6 years later, but that's beside the point.
But then you're old, and it's okay.
I make the joke, but I did pay money to have someone make this for me. Like, I paid someone money to make this. Like,
no good at that. No good at that, huh?
you can't have, you can't not love the prequels when you grew up with them.
It's accurate. I mean, I used to go out and play make-believe Star Wars where we were all like Jedis fighting, but we were all like the prequel Jedis. Like, we weren't original trilogy people. We were all like Qui-Gon Jinn and Mace Windu and everyone. Like, we were just running around being Jedis, and it was like a great time to be alive, honestly.
Adam's like,
I wish I could go back there.
Paul right now is like, why did I show up here?
Yeah, Paul, what's the score in the game?
Why did you?
What's what?
What's the score in the game?
Oh, yeah, let me find that out. Out of respect, and then realized that I was going to be talking about how great the 90s was for Star Wars. And I should turn the game back on.
I mean, I'm not saying it was the best era of Star Wars. I'm just saying, as a child growing up with those movies and the content that was being made, like, you can say all you want about Star Wars as a franchise that everyone loves, but at the end of the day, like, there's something magical as a child when you see your first Star Wars or like really get into Star Wars. Like, that is a magical experience.
Yeah, 100%.
I like this comment.
I mean, there's
something. That's a long comment, and I have had 3 glasses of wine.
All right, that makes sense.
I've had 3 glasses of eggnog.
Is it eggnog with something?
I can think of other reasons why Andy Hall might have lost as well.
This has rum, brandy, and blended whiskey.
So yeah, just straight eggnog.
28-24 Kansas City.
All right. But however, I do have to say I'm just as excited for you guys watching Star Wars Phantom Menace as your first Star Wars movie at 9. My cousin's kids were the same ages, where they were your age. You know, he and I came up watching Star Wars originally, but my cousin's kids are the same age as you guys, seeing that. And I got to go watch the movies with these young kids too, and going, wow, they're getting Star Wars, because they were never going to make more Star Wars movies. That was an absolute shock that he was going to go make those, because those were just rumors that slowly died out and people just stopped talking about it, and they were just never going to make more Star Wars movies. I was absolutely shocked, and I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. And when I saw an actual trailer for The Phantom Menace, I was blown away. I was like, did I just see a lightsaber lit in a movie, a new movie? Did I just hear the Star Wars theme in a new Star Wars movie? That's just like... I
was one of those lucky kids that their first in-theater Star Wars experience was the re-release of the original Star Wars.
Special editions.
And I mean, I know people are like, well, it's not going to hold up for kids like nowadays, and they're just going to think it's dumb and the effects are bad. And it's like, held up for me just fine. I was that first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters, like that hooked me forever. Right?
I hear a lot of people.
First thing you see and you just go.
I hear a lot of people mimicking what Mark is saying in the chat, which is that they think, am I the only one that likes Attack of the Clones? No, you are not alone. And I've seen this on Twitter a bunch too. You're not alone. Attack of the Clones rocks. It's great. You can pick out a single line from any movie if you want that sucks. But if it's not a Star Wars movie, you usually don't go, well, because of that one line, Godfather sucks.
Now there's this one part in the most critically acclaimed Star Wars movie that I think is super cringy, that I think you could pick out and would be the worst part of Star Wars. When Luke and Leia kiss.
Leia and Luke kiss.
Yeah, and that's like the most critically acclaimed Star Wars movie, and there's that scene in it, and everyone's just like, yes, it's the best Star Wars, and you're just like, don't say it's a perfect movie when you literally have a brother and sister kissing. Like,
but they didn't know.
Well, yeah, but then
Paul hates the prequels. Paul hates the prequels and the sequels. Paul hates all of them but Star Wars and Empire.
Well,
this is one place where Paul and I do not meet eye to eye.
Well,
I'm really sorry.
I've said openly, I think Rise of Skywalker is a little bit of a travesty.
It's not.
I like it.
I know. We talked about this, Adam.
I like it. John
that
and I both like
so
it.
Much movie. That is so much movie to go, what? Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe it's a little too much movie.
I have to clarify my opinion on the Star Wars movies too, because believe it or not, Adam, you do rub off on me. And Adam will always say that you don't like this one thing, and right, you just kind of referred to it now, but you don't like this one thing, so all these other great things get discounted, and no, it's not. They can't be. Yeah. But there were enough of them where I don't necessarily care for the new movies as much as I did the original ones. Yeah. But I can appreciate the parts that are good in them. Yeah. Much like Jedi, Return of the Jedi is not the best of the three, but man, the Skywalker arc is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Say what you want about Ewoks and
this
Jabba's
comment, Liz. There is plenty of shit that I don't like.
That is not a curse. You're supposed to like every movie. PJ, you're supposed to like every movie. This idea that, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because you love movies, right? The whole point is to love movies. I've caught a bunch of crap over the years for liking a bunch of bad movies, but the point is to like movies. People think that disliking movies somehow makes them better movie fans.
What's your favorite bad movie?
Well, the best worst movie, I don't know if it's my favorite bad. My favorite bad movie, that's an interesting question. The best worst movie is Staying Alive with John Travolta, but that's not the same question you asked.
I can tell you this though, Adam and I went. All right, I wanted to go to the movies, so I brought Adam and Bart, who's another guy,
movie guy,
another movie guy with us, and I'm like, let's see The Reader. Come on, because The Reader was nominated for the awards. Kate Winslet, and all this. Like, let's go see it. And Adam's like, can we see Punisher Warzone?
I want to see Punisher Warzone.
We should see The Reader. Come on, let's go see The Reader.
Think of the diversity in those two things. Paul wants to see The Reader.
I saw Warzone opening weekend, and I still love that movie.
Adam didn't. We went to see The Reader.
I'm sorry.
So we
want to do my Oscar duty.
And we sit down, and I don't know if you've seen The Reader. It's
unfortunately.
I can't believe that's her Oscar.
It is if somebody is doing a bit on what gets nominated for Oscars. You're like, she can't read, and she's Jewish, and she...
she should have won for Steve Jobs over The Reader. But
it's a good performance, but it's I
mean, Revolutionary Road was the same year, and she was better in that.
That's true.
I just think that guy Stephen Daldry is overrated and melodramatic. But we're watching it, and Adam's like, I have to go to the bathroom. So he leaves to go to the bathroom.
Does he go to?
Well, while he's out going to the bathroom, he sees Punisher Warzone playing. He's like, I just got to go see what's going on here.
I just got to see one scene.
The Punisher Warzone. And right when he wanders, he opens the door, and these parkour guys are running, like jumping off the rooftops. Yeah, we own this town. This is our city. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, yeah. And as one of them jumps through the air, an RPG goes, explodes the guy into 1,000 pieces. The smoke clears, and there's the Punisher with a RPG cannon. And Adam goes, shuts the door, goes back.
That is the one scene I saw that day. Oh my God.
All I can say about Stephen Daldry is he directed the play that got me a Tony nomination, so I can't be mad at him.
You were nominated for a Tony?
I was this year.
Well, I asked you what your deal was. Lead with that. What's your deal, Maxwell?
He doesn't like to talk about his Tony.
I feel like the more I talk about it, the less chance I have to win, and I want to win.
When do you find out about that?
They haven't, and so this, because of COVID and everything, they haven't figured out when they're going to do the ceremony yet. Normally it'd be in June. They didn't announce the nominations till October, and they said maybe in December, but we don't know yet.
What's
when
the
is? I just want to know when Neil Patrick Harris is going to give you your Tony. That's all I want to know.
By the way, Paul, what was that Transformers movie that I went nuts for when we saw it, and you just kept looking over me like, why do you like this movie so much? The one with the little snake things, and there's the guy with the trench coat that. What Transformers movie is that?
If it's Age of Extinction, I'd like that with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that might be
the post.
That's a great bad movie, I think.
Transformers, yeah.
Is it Age of Extinction?
I think there was a real improvement in the franchise when they swapped out Shia for Wahlberg. Shia yet hadn't become the most watchable actor in the country, and they brought in Stanley Tucci. They made many of them. Yeah. Still not great, but better.
Well, boy, I just thought that movie could do no wrong that day. It just was playing. It was overplaying its cards, but it knew it was, and the cards it was playing, I was like, I'm really digging this movie.
Drink every time Michael Bay shows us an American flag, right?
Yes.
Michael Bay drinking game. American flags, sunsets, low angle shots. We really should do that sometime.
Product placement.
Yeah, let's do Michael Bay drinking game sometime.
You know what?
Dead.
So my
not living.
I think my favorite is League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I actually like that movie too.
It's a decent bad movie.
Yeah, I like that one. If it's on TV, I will rewatch it every time.
Yeah. So I did just order a bootleg copy of the Godfather saga. It is back on eBay right now. The seller just relisted it. If anyone's interested, I put the link in the chat.
Now, Patrick, what do you mean?
You're a man after my own heart, PJ.
Now, talking about bootlegs, I can think of no better segue. You said the word. We did that thing. That was a week ago.
Max, I don't mean to cut you off, but we actually have an advertisement. We are sponsored today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we are sponsored. So we're going to go ahead and play our sponsor clip.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
No one told me about this.
We're sponsored?
Are you feeling Smetsless? Lacking Smets? Running a deficit in Smets? A Smetsficit? Try Smashitol, the GoFundMe page that helps Kevin Smets focus on the fight at hand. In clinical trials, Smashitol has also been clinically proven to
take cancer and kick its fucking ass and throw it in front of a goddamn train after you dance in its head and drown it in a sea of piss. Because that's what cancer gets for being a stupid, cancerous piece of shit, motherfucker!
Versus placebo. So if your life and championship belts aren't as Smetsful as they used to be, get the Smets back in your life with Smashitol, the simple one-time donation of any amount to Kevin Smets' GoFundMe page. Ask your Smartass Trivia Night nerd friends if Smashitol is right for you. Side effects may include
dizziness, watery eyes, anal leakage, and taking a baseball bat covered in barbed wire and cancer, stupid fucking head. Stop infecting my friends, you worthless asshole fuckface plague. If you experience rectal bleeding or irritable bowel syndrome, see a doctor and tell him you're so mad at cancer that you can shit blood.
Get your Smets back with Smash It All.
I just want to once again thank Smash It All and and Big Pharma for sponsoring us. And look, that's really why we wanted you guys on here today, because you guys are two of the funniest fuckers in the movie trivia showdown.
Well, thank you.
Legitimately.
Oh, thank you.
We have fun here.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have people that get the jokes too, because Paul and I make very obscure movie jokes, and so the Schmodown and you guys are great for catching a lot of these. Smash It All is obviously a reference to Smets, but yeah.
Yeah, they used to fly by our audience. They wouldn't know what the hell we're talking about. We've had guests come on our show, and then they sign a big board after they leave, and they just write, "What the hell just happened?" Yeah, Mindy Sterling. I'm like, all right.
It reminds me of, I can't remember what the fucking show was, but it was on KLOS years ago.
Okay.
And they played fucking fake ads on their radio program. It was the morning show at KLOS. Fuck.
See, a lot of us don't live in the area.
Mark and Brian?
No, yeah, Mark and Brian.
They ended up being national, yeah.
We don't know anything about doing stupid non sequitur based humor on this network.
No, not us.
Nope.
Speaking of Adam and Paul, can we get you to commit to being on one of our pre-taped shows without us telling you what it is?
Yeah, it might have to do with some sort of like square shape.
I need your address.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing weird.
I'll leave it in the chat.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah,
no, give it to everybody.
Would you like my social security number?
Yes.
What is your mother's maiden name?
And your
first pet?
Maxwell.
Yes, your first pet. Where did you go to high school? And
my first pet.
Don't answer.
Kitty Hawk. Her name was Kitty Hawk.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
now
great.
I see we have a couple other clips here in the folder.
Well, to answer your question, how did you come up with the idea for? Listen, every time we're asked to come on a show, we want to bring it. We want to bring something other than just yammering. So we prepared a full hour of bits for the Smash-a-thon, and now they're lost to the world.
Which is handy when the tapes get lost. Yeah,
I don't know for a fact that they're lost to the world, but they might be lost to the world.
If you hear anything, let us know, because I've gone directly to the source of some of the other folks who are running this, like PLD and them, and it seems
we've definitely also been asking around the community to see if anyone by chance may have recorded stuff. Just in the same way we were talking, there's got to be a fan somewhere who recorded everything from beginning to end. So we're trying to find it, like the
piece
old
it together. Piece it together like that one mystery episode of Dark Shadows, right?
Yes. I understood that reference.
Well, if you'd like to play another clip, we have 3 clips of. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but early in Kevin Smets' career, we kind of came into the league around the same time as Smets. I remember we got involved, and then there was all this hype about the Winter Soldier-looking dude. And so we played him. It was I don't know why Christian put a 2-on-1 match, but Adam and I played against Kevin Smets in an early match. You could play a clip from it if you like.
Yeah, do you guys remember this match? Go ahead and play
I do. Here, we got you.
I got.
Who directed Ansel Elgort, Jamie Foxx, and Lily James in 2017's Baby Driver?
Jor-El.
Incorrect for the steal.
Edgar Wright.
That is correct for 2 points.
Adam, you look so different without the beard.
I know. It's like looking at different. I think we got another one here. Let's take a look.
We.
Question number 4. Who directed Al Pacino to an Oscar win in Scent of a Woman?
Pepper Potts.
Incorrect for the steal.
Martin Brest.
That is correct again for 2 points.
He was really off his game that day.
He was off that day.
Kevin is notoriously bad at directors.
Yeah, he should not. He should stick to Intergeekdom.
You really should. But there's one more clip here from that match, and it's a sight to behold, really.
Is there?
Yeah, one more.
What legendary filmmaker directed the 1958 crime drama Touch of Evil?
Plexicorp.
Incorrect for the steal.
Orson Welles.
Correct.
All right.
LexiCorp.
I mean,
not even a person.
LexiCorp is not a person. Yeah, like
exactly.
What was he?
What a
thinking?
ridiculous answer.
Just out of his element that day.
I like how he's like so.
Yeah, he's like really pondering.
No one would doubt Kevin's, ponderousness. That came out wrong. His thoughtfulness when it comes to answering a question.
And I'd like to say that the reason we got all those director questions correct that day, Paul, is because 3 of the 5 director questions were not about directors who'd only made one movie.
True.
Yeah.
Refer to my most recent match.
Yes.
I feel personally responsible for that. I'm sorry.
No, they're very good questions because they were very hard, and the questions should be hard, PJ.
No, thank you.
But
would you guys say that the answers to the questions should be trivial?
Yeah. I find that helps
in nature.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at the etymology of the word trivia, the notion of triviality is inherently baked in.
Well, it's also, it depends on the point of view as well. I mean, what some people give a shit about is not what other people give a shit about.
That is true. Yeah. I don't give a shit about football at all.
See? And yet it's popular.
It sure is.
You know who does like football? It's this.
Yeah, Paul.
This one.
Paul's a big fan.
Who? Me?
This guy. It's really hard. Like the cameras are reversed, so you really have to like think before you do any motion.
Really.
You're like the scarecrow, and
you're like this way.
I know. Which way?
Well,
which way am I going?
That's not the first time you guys have done matches and stuff. Obviously, you have this with the. Oh man!
I have had 2.
Only the highest quality Peabody Award worthy content here on the Pajukin.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what? Okay, so but guys, we do have some Patreon questions for you guys.
Okay, yes.
So
yeah, right now. God damn it.
I'm at the point of drinking where
Delirium?
my eyes can't open all the way.
Yep.
Sean,
So
when do you get some of those Patreon questions?
we do have some Patreon questions. So
Actually, before we do that, could we continue to tell you what, because it's unfortunate that people don't get to see the second half of the Smash-a-thon, that stream that got lost, because not only did it include our performance, but there was a whole segment with Kevin and his family, and not only that, I mean, eventually Adam and I, we had a whole bunch of other things that happened there that people won't get to see.
I mean, I guess we should summarize because people can't see now, but it was pretty crazy. We had the entire cast of Avengers Endgame, and it's unfortunate that it's lost, right?
We don't have that clip, actually, right? I think I've got a picture of this. If you would like me to pull it up, I can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, let's talk about a few more, because actually, this is fine that you don't have this, because we were going to bring on the Lord of the Rings cast, but they couldn't make it, but the Hobbits could. So that was okay, but it's not as good as you can imagine.
Sure.
Yeah. We had both Owen and Gloin. So that's
Owen and Gloin, and they rarely show up together. So,
but not Ori, Dori, or Nori. I mean,
you guys
just not a party, honestly.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys also had the entire Kenner line of Star Wars toys on.
That was at the end of the show. We had everybody on to say their goodbyes, and it's unfortunate that's lost. But we do have a screen cap.
But you guys arranged that for us, though.
Well, yes, we did it with Star Wars action figures.
Yeah, there they are saying hi to Kevin.
I mean, I really appreciate that. That was a great moment that no one will see.
I thought I was so touched.
I watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I was there, so I remember.
I couldn't believe how in touch with those emotions those figures were, considering they're made of plastic.
Just because you're made of plastic doesn't mean you don't have a heart, Maxwell.
Have you not seen Toy Story?
Now, by the way, the audience is going to hate us for talking about this because they can't see it now. But what did you guys think about when Sam Witwer showed up to play him in Kevin in Star Wars Trivia? I mean, I can't believe we don't have that clip anymore.
It was really unfortunate because it was the second match I had to put together that day, and
I particularly liked that he did the whole of round 2 in his Darth Maul voice. That was good stuff.
I mean, I wish we had a tape of this. That's all.
I wasn't at all excited about that.
The worst part was Freddie Prinze Jr. even came back to help call the match. Like, we hadn't seen him back in the Showdown in so long.
That was so fun. And unfortunately, there's no tape.
No tape.
I was impressed because
I was very excited about that.
We were asked at the last second, Adam and I, hey, could you guys do another match like you did with Flash of Genius? So we did a real quick trivia match between Shazam, just for fun, not for a belt or anything. And then the Patriots reunited to play it. But unfortunately, you guys don't get to see it. It's a shame.
Too bad, because
I was especially surprised that the Shirewolves came to play, too. That was like, wow, this is not something I thought we'd ever see again.
The three-way teams match.
Three-way team, but the tape is lost.
It was straight Endgame vibes, is all I'm saying. Like, it was the movie trivia Schmodown Endgame. And
it really was. And, of course, Katie Sackhoff showed up, and, an old friend of the show, but she showed up dressed as Bo-Katan. I thought, I was like, wow. That was I didn't see that coming. And, spoiler alert for the show, but,
Yeah.
And then Robert Zemeckis came on, and he had an official Marty McFly vest that Michael J. Fox used in the movie and gave it to Kevin. But you don't get to see that, unfortunately.
I mean, I was sobbing, like tears just streaming down my face at that point. It was a beautiful moment.
Even Spielberg showed up and actually gave Kevin his Oscar. Like that was the big one, Like no one just hands off their Oscar to another person. But
it was the Saving Private Ryan one. It wasn't the Schindler's List one. But
I mean,
right, the slightly less important one.
The point is, Kevin now owns it, but we don't have any footage of the exchange.
Right? Yeah. It's like it never happened.
Yeah. I was really shocked that Harrison Ford still has the whip from Indy.
That nothing shocks me about that.
Yeah, but I'm glad Kevin now has that to keep as a memento.
Although I am trying to get in touch with him because he did crash his plane in my apartment on his way over here.
I was going to say, I know he offered Kevin some flying lessons, and I really told Kevin I don't
think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Nope.
Yeah, just a disappointment. The green room for this whole last segment was insanity. I mean, just people flowing in and out.
The mead was overflowing.
Yeah, we had Hamels and
Ian McKellen was making out with Patrick Stewart.
I mean, it was kind of crazy, and no one will ever know any of it. I mean, it's
just all of what we're saying here right now.
But luckily, we all have the memories of it, and anybody who
never forget it. Never forget it.
Never forget. Never forget.
Hey, PJ.
Never forget.
What's the subtitle of the second Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie?
Is that Roderick Rules?
It is, in fact, Roderick Rules.
Yeah, he's in the game.
What's up?
All right, well, that's enough of that.
Hey, what's the subtitle of the second Mannequin movie?
Mannequin 2 Electric Boogaloo.
No.
As far as you know.
As far as you sure, why not?
The fact that I could pull Roderick Rules is absolutely
that's pretty
ridiculous.
good.
Yeah. We also have another clip. Is this another bootleg match? This is the Flash of Genius match, if I can recall.
Well, it's a clip of the Flash. In fact, why don't you not play that? People might have seen we had a whole match based on the movie Flash of Genius, and Janine played Ken Napzok, and we created a whole match for that. But then, because it was a big deal that this whole Kevin Smash-a-thon thing was put together by reaction groups, by reaction shows and reaction teams for the Schmodown, we thought we would do a reaction too. So let's forget the first clip. The clip is basically a little of the gameplay between Janine and Ken and some of the questions from round one. But I thought it would be fun if we did reaction. We don't ever do reaction videos, right, Adam?
We wanted to try our hand at it.
Yeah.
I think we should pull that up then, right?
Give that a play,
Let's pull this guy up for you guys. If you have never seen this is a treat for all of you.
Oh, and looks like we may even react to this.
Are we
reacting to this?
We're redoing the bit.
Remember this? We are redoing the bit.
I do.
It's perfect.
And Paul, thank you for joining us. I love getting the inside look from the perspective.
I remember when you guys did this during the Smash Bar.
Host this match.
Do you?
Well, this was a tough one, though.
I do. It was my favorite part of the Smash-a-thon almost. It was just
sorry guys, the video
so funny and unique.
The hell is wrong with Tucson Wi-Fi?
Normally nothing. Here we go.
There we go. Tucson Wi-Fi. That sounds like a failed Western villain name.
It sounds like a band name.
I'm going to write a Bond film where Tucson Wi-Fi is the villain.
Contestants and then asking them questions.
Mm-hmm.
Seems easy sitting at home, but once you get under.
I like Ken's hat. Why is it?
Oh my!
So wait, let me get
because it's an 11-minute long bit and it's rejecting it.
Yeah. So you ask questions and then they're supposed to answer them.
She came on.
Am I getting that right?
Well, that's the way the Schmodown works.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was hoping it would. So we tried to reflect that.
When
you introduce someone, it is a two-way street. Okay, so I can't take all the credit. I mean, I really couldn't introduce Janine without Janine.
That makes a lot of sense. And, and Paul, you and I have been asking each other questions.
Every time I introduce Janine, right? I need Janine to be introduced. It makes sense.
It's true.
I've been asking questions since I was a young
It's
child.
like if I try to bring
asking questions
Maxwell onto a show without having Maxwell, it just feels awkward.
But there's still so many questions to ask.
It's like every time you guys think I'm going to show up and then I say I'm working.
Played Cookie and City Slick.
Or like you have to be a mom.
Will the
Or every time PJ and Max invite me to be on a watch along and I just don't.
Because you don't like movies.
Yeah. I don't like.
I love getting the inside perspective from someone involved in the match. So thanks for joining us, Adam.
Sure.
How did it feel to host this match?
How did it feel to host?
It was overcast.
A reaction to hosting the match.
PJ, how does it feel to host this show where we're showing the reaction to the reaction?
It's a beautiful thing. I feel very lucky, actually.
Yes, they do. And
we don't get to do this very often
because you can't ask questions.
I'm a little confused because this is a little more of a something than the nothing that we normally do on this show. So I'm trying to
That's on us.
There's a lot going on.
No, we welcome it.
I was told it was a show about anything.
It's true.
It is.
It's true. It is.
Well, the first 9 are just a show about whatever.
I wish Paul and Adam. I wish more of our guests would
and then
bring
program the show for us because
it makes my life much easier.
Started on the score.
Now, Adam, are you wearing the
Well, that was fun.
I would be wearing I've never reacted to the Hot Rod t-shirt there.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay,
That is a
all
great
right.
shirt, Adam.
You are PJ's new best friend.
I think
The Rocketeer is my favorite comic book movie of all time.
Back when they only made one comic book movie a year, if that.
To get an immediate reaction.
That and The Shadow.
The Dark
Man.
Days.
Joining us for further analysis, please welcome.
I remember listening to the radio plays of The Shadow.
Maxwell, what shirt are you wearing today?
It has a picture of John Williams on it, and it says, "Have you thanked John Williams for Duel of the Fates yet today?"
You know what? I haven't. I'm gonna go tweet at him right now.
I like seeing the reactors reacting to the reactions.
Yeah,
It just brings me so much
we've
joy.
definitely invented a new thing here.
That is the question. And the other question.
This is actually the first time I've ever reacted to something.
Guys that don't have
I'm trying to get in the reactor headspace.
I'm now going to get Jill's
that
reaction to whatever we're doing right now.
that my general reaction is.
Compare.
Oh, hi, Jill.
Well, so far you're talking over everything, just the right amount of a reaction show. So
I don't want
good.
anyone to be able to hear what anyone
Jill,
else.
what do you think of all this?
While you're talking.
Jill, please weigh in, Jill.
In fact, while Julian talks, I'm going to also talk at the same time in this reaction show and react to her response.
I totally agree.
That's as it should be.
Now, this is something that's very interesting.
There's a lot
Now,
happening.
PJ, if you were to write questions about Flash of Genius, would they be similar to these, or would they be harder?
They'd be exactly the same questions because I think that they did such a great job. I could never do better.
That's a high compliment.
That's a good compliment.
The real reactors.
Right.
Asking questions.
Where are the stats?
There's so much
They're
happening.
not bringing in any
Yeah,
stats for this thing. There's no statistical graphic.
should drink
What is
some
this?
water if there's going to be this much going on.
There's not enough water in the world for you, Kristen.
I do love that 7 people are about to react to a reaction of a reaction of a reaction.
Just because,
I could do this all day.
We need to do this forever. That just makes the most sense.
Welcome to the surprise Smash-a-thon Part 2. We will be reacting for the next 35 hours.
Honestly, I thought I started off.
How far could you take it?
I'm winning me over. It looks like
Hey PJ, are you experiencing interruptions? I suggest Smash
That's kind of a personal question.
Yeah, absolutely. I look at some props. They've got some nice backgrounds behind them. They frame themselves well. Just their overall
Pretty
presentation
solid backgrounds.
is.
I mean, the people in this reaction don't have much background going on, but
What
that's
they
fine.
maybe lack in
Yeah, I was just thinking, if I had to make a reaction to the reactors who are reacting, that
Nailed it.
their background and lighting work could use some
I'm just going
improvement.
to start talking over Maxwell, even though he might be saying something important, but I think I feel like I should be saying something here as well, as this is a reaction video.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Even when
show
Kristen
what's
is
going on
talking too, I
on
also
my
will
TV. I
speak
think.
then because there's nobody I can't talk
It's a
over
good idea.
during this
I'm just
reaction
gonna
video.
show it on my TV.
Now, Jill, did you do some reacting on your
I just want to say,
reaction
I think we're
this
using
evening?
this technology correctly.
I just want to say I think Adam's comment about using the
All I was
technology
just about to
correctly
say
was
that to
correct.
the entire call to action news team. But Paul, call to action isn't the last word in having the last word.
They are certainly not the
react-
last word.
So
They're not the last
react
word.
to
I think the
call
last word is something
to
closer to like zebra.
reaction. Please
Maybe
welcome Robert
xylophone.
and Chris, the Cinefanatic. Look how much better my hair was 2 weeks ago.
Your hair looks fine.
Look, it's the brothers.
This is not a.
Hey, are those the cinnamon fanatics?
Yeah, why are we watching?
Yeah, they're my favorite twins in the Showdown.
Yeah, this is not.
Wait, so something I need to know.
Are they twins?
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's actually like the movie.
It's the first case in recorded history of twins being 9 years apart in age.
They're watching the movie guys doing a match. I really can't even tell what that
Now,
is.
I don't quite understand what's going on with Robert's lighting. It looks like an alien is going to come out from behind him and eat his hair.
Right.
We actually had an exorcism in that room earlier in the afternoon.
Okay,
that makes sense.
I guess we might as well just.
Did you guys see the time when Chris tackled Robert?
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was fantastic.
Well,
not at all.
They're kind of just like talking.
I agree. Now, this is something that's very interesting.
They're just like talking about them and not really like reacting to it.
Yeah, you know what, Robert?
The Cinefanatics are really just talking about the fact that call to action is just.
Maxwell really just talking about the Cinefanatics doing here. He's not making any comments about
call to action.
Everyone else
in the match itself. Really commenting on it, except myself and Adam in the second level of this.
Yeah. How dare you not say Max and I are your favorite twins?
Where did the Cinefanatics go? They disappeared.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, what's this about?
They're not even reacting anymore. They're just running around, changing.
Lazy.
They're just acting.
This is
lazy. One of them fell out of their chair, and Chris had to go help Robert.
Robert is very unprofessional.
They broke the fourth wall inside a third wall, outside of perhaps a fifth wall.
And I think on this level, there are no walls that exist anymore.
Right. I mean, for the people watching,
we're just sitting. We're just sitting on a field enjoying our ayahuasca.
We maybe need to talk. I mean, you just can't be like silent.
Now, why is Robert wearing a bowling shirt
instead of us just sitting here?
Yeah, isn't that what he always
that
wears?
That's not
Doesn't he usually wear that shirt?
Charlie Sheen and 2.5 Men.
Bowling shirts are in this year. Okay.
Are they? I think I should own a bowling shirt.
You should.
Do you want me to buy you one?
I think
I
like
pretty good.
On level 4 of this, I like Adam's ringer T-shirt. The red ring around his neck is
quite it's nice. It's a nice transition between
the
great movie this morning.
It's called One Night in Miami, directed by Regina King. She won the Oscar a few years ago, Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, how was it?
For it was fantastic. It's the best film I've seen this year. About Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Jim Brown.
Wait, people have seen movies this year?
Somebody else, who the heck?
Hey,
Sam Cooke, and they're all in a hotel room in Miami together after Muhammad Ali's win against Sonny Liston. So he just became champ, and of course he's thinking about becoming a Muslim, so that's why he always has Malcolm X near him. And so it was a quality film. I mean, Regina King's quite the director. I think we all love her from Watchmen, and of course from her whole lifetime of movies, and built a great career as an actress, won an Oscar herself. But I think as a director, I was wildly impressed, especially considering a lot of the
I really enjoy
of just the
Video Drew holding a baby Yoda.
Now, PJ, do you prefer Video Drew with makeup
still
or
very cinematic,
makeup?
even though the locations were limiting?
I prefer her.
Well, thank you for being with us, Paul.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate
prefer
that.
her when she's in the middle of a
my review
scene
of
and
Mank,
just
David
applying
Fincher's
her
new film.
makeup. I think that's my favorite.
I'm not a big TV guy.
Yeah, PJ, I was watching a Netflix show, Dash and Lee, earlier. I thought a really good job of capturing what it's like to be in New York and a real movie.
I miss Christmas time in New York. Let me just say,
oh yeah,
it really reminds me of The Godfather.
Based on a screenplay from his father.
Very personal to Fincher, I would imagine. Of course,
poor Kristen right now.
I'm remembering a time in college choir where we did this experimental piece where we were in groups of 3s.
So I'd like to react to what Kristen is saying.
And we all had to sing different notes and different words.
Which was a while ago for her, much further back for me. So you got to go way back for my high school, which is.
I just got a text message from Time Franco who said that this video plays on loop in the Museum of Modern Art in 2045.
Most of
you enter, and this is playing right there on the big
screen. Pretty much has happened since I've been in college.
Well, that's amazing. That's
either have not had enough to drink or have had too much to drink.
You're welcome. Sharing knowledge, whether it's movie trivia or any other kind of knowledge.
I'm glad we could find a space like this to talk.
Well, yeah, but if you can't find the space, you make the space. That's what I always say.
We're here to make space for anyone and everyone.
We'll make space for you guys.
Listen, I got to say, you're very accommodating, Maxwell. I appreciate that, especially having Adam and I on to talk about whatever it is we're talking about. And now I'm the only one talking.
Paul is really thankful, Maxwell, for having us on.
Express appreciation for Adam's
Thanksgiving. Holiday when families get together.
I can speak for him, and I think I can.
Every family across
reminds him of the day.
Much complication when it comes to Thanksgiving dinner.
Paul, and
I would recommend not going
within him, and he'll do about it on his own show.
You and the
right
good God, and throw it into the very morning.
And then just go home if you've never seen it. Is worth watching.
I gotta go. For Maxwell, and I think I could.
In fact,
if you ever find yourself in pain, this.
If I could speak for Paul, and I think I can.
Yeah. Paul does have to head out.
I gotta go.
So we do have to say goodbye to our friend Paul Preston tonight. Paul, thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Time Franco is showing up. As if it couldn't be any more madness.
Yeah, but Paul, thank you so much for coming and hanging out tonight. We were really glad to have you,
Paul. You're welcome back anytime.
Well, this has been fun. I appreciate talking about movies and.
Well, that was perfect. Time Franco has interrupted everything.
So that's Paul.
Thanks so much, Paul.
Time says he can understand each conversation here because he'd heard them all in separate times.
I haven't cried this hard since last Sunday, so we're doing good.
Yes, this is a Robert Altman movie.
This was our own little performance of Shortcuts.
No, I was going to say this is the sequel to Nashville.
All I'm saying is that was experimental streaming art.
It was experiential too.
Yeah,
we like to break the form if we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have officially ordered a bowling shirt.
I was gonna buy you one for Box Christmas.
I'll buy him bowling shirts.
I mean, I was gonna make it a Star Wars one if that made it better.
I see you with the bowling shirt guy.
Yeah, 100%, man.
You look like a guy who would be at a bowling alley a lot, and you'd have a nickname like Tex. Or
I love bowling alleys. I miss bowling. COVID's taken a lot away from me, but bowling might be the biggest, and it breaks my heart outside of my friends.
It's still not the biggest thing that's been taken away from me over the last few years.
Broadway.
Yeah.
I'm talking about on a cheap level because I'm a cheap person. And
was that not the answer?
No.
Oh.
That's been taken away from you or PJ?
No, from PJ.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be
yeah. That's obvious.
Oh, yeah, there you got it. There it is.
Yeah.
I was talking about his ex-wife.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, I get it.
Knew that was coming. Thanks a lot.
It's not a PJ Campbell Network show if we don't make fun of him for being divorced.
Adam is sitting here like, yes, divorce joke, hilarious.
Oh, are they friends? Are they really friends?
I'm so jealous of the DVD collection. I know that's what drove her away, and all I got to say is worth it.
Please cut this out for later.
I could hook you guys up if you're interested. I could see that being a nice coupling.
No, because I would have the same DVD collection that he has right there, and it's you know.
No, but let me hear you out. Hear me out. Sorry, I'm lots of.
I wouldn't expect a woman to understand. You know.
Wait. If you guys combined your collection of movies, think of all the duplicates you'd have to give to me.
Oh, I see.
I already give you my duplicates, damn it.
Yes, I know, which is why I'm so excited whenever you say, I just ordered this, and I'm like, duplicates.
You know, Adam, I was wondering, I've got this book I'd like to recommend to you.
Okay.
By the way, Kristen, I do have duplicates for you.
Tom Hanks, Uncommon Type.
Oh, okay.
If you haven't read it, I'll go ahead and send you my copy.
All right.
You asshole. That's my book. Kristen, these are your new duplicates, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have them, but I'll take another copy. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Are going to her? Oh.
I can never have too many versions.
If you look at those stacks, PJ, do the Vanna White. Those stacks are all stacks of duplicates he's sending to other people.
One of those stacks is mine. Yeah.
One of them is
Tim's. Yeah.
One of them is Maxwell's. Maxwell, yours is this one. You literally got two movies.
Well, because I already own all the other ones. I have just about as many Blu-rays as you do.
It's true.
And please forgive me. I managed to do that while maintaining my wife.
Okay. Well,
I've never dated someone who can understand the shelf behind PJ right there. I just
so much for everyone. Curious how many movies I own? There's my movie collection. Right
See,
there.
I mean, that's a perfectly understandable amount of movies to own.
I'd like
Jill
to point out.
Yeah.
I'd like to point
understands
out. Those aren't movies.
Yeah, those are video games.
Right.
Because you don't like movies that much.
So I've got some movies that the only reason I have them is because Rachel Silvestrini gave them to me last week.
Oh.
Do you own all the Star Wars movies?
Guys, should I order the Resident Evil 4K collection because it's $54 right now?
No. Save that money. You're going to immediately find a better use for that.
That's fair. Okay.
Set that $54 aside, and then next week you're going to go, oh my God, I got to have that, but it's $54.
Guys,
she understands it. She understands it.
Here's
Look at
my
this.
thing. I was about to say that I think there has to be one person in the relationship that isn't into collecting videos.
Yeah, yes.
Or else then you have too many, you just go overboard. You have to have one person of reason, but then Liz had to just.
That's why Jill and I work out, because there's only one person in the relationship that collects plastic men.
Yeah, and it's you. And that makes total
Speaking
sense.
of which, I just bought a new box of plastic men, and this is the first time.
Doing good.
Let's see your plastic men.
We would love to see your
plastic man.
This is the first time that I've ordered this type of plastic men.
Ooh.
Oh,
hey, is this for a game?
Is
that for a game?
They're for a game. I don't play that game. I just wanted to paint them.
Oh, okay. See, I want to play that game so I can play with those men.
That's what John
the
does.
answer
John
to the
does
question
paints
is
his
what's
men.
the subtitle of Mannequin 2? Mannequin 2 Plastic Men.
Plastic man.
Is it really?
No.
No.
It's
It's
not.
on the move. It's true.
That's pretty great.
Cam makes a great point. That $54 can buy a lot of sandwiches in Tucson.
You having a problem with that comment?
I think
PJ and I were both clicking it at the same time. We're like,
Has that comment had as much wine as I have tonight?
every time I would click it, he would click it right after, so it'd send it down. It was a whole thing.
I mean, I liked it. I mean, I thought it was as chaotic as I needed things to be tonight.
I mean, I'm not sure we could get any more chaotic than we already have.
Adam, I would love to have you as a frequent guest on this show, as the host of this show and creator.
You would like to have me do all of that?
Yeah, I'd like you to be a regular on this show.
Are you firing PJ?
No, he fired Maxwell. Look at that. He even dropped it out. That's just kind of.
I mean, I'm gonna have to leave because that's my. Okay, he's back. We're fine. I was gonna solidarity.
Now, so the secret of the PJ Campbell Network is that it's really only the PJ Campbell Network in name.
Mm-hmm.
In every other aspect, it's my
shambles. Network. Oh yeah,
I create the shows. I keep things organized. I hire these schmucks to come on and talk about nonsense. So.
Wait, we're getting paid?
And we have a running joke where we cut people off with that clip.
Actually, one thing I would love, Adam, if you would, we want to do a solo watch along in 2021.
Oh,
towards the beginning of the year. I want to have you on because you and I had talked about it.
That movie's out of control good.
It so is, and I also want to have you on Mandalorian.
Oh my God!
Yeah. We do a Mandalorian show every Saturday.
Yeah, I need to talk about Mandalorian. That's one of the single greatest things that's ever happened in my life. And it somehow feels like a failing that I'm not married with a kid. But the one good thing about that is I don't have to say, with the exception of my child, The Mandalorian is the greatest thing to ever happen to me. But so I don't have to say that. The Mandalorian is the greatest thing ever happened.
Now, Kristen, how does Kara stack up against The Mandalorian in your life?
Well, tonight she screamed for 15 minutes before bed. So tonight I'm feeling a little better about The Mandalorian. Honestly.
As you can tell, Adam, I'm not a big fan of Mandalorians or anything relating to The Mandalorian.
Looks like you hate them. In fact, all of those little plastic figurines and the skull behind you. You just like little plastic figurines.
Right.
Yes.
So wait, you have a Mandalorian show where you talk about the Mandalorian?
Yeah, every week, every Saturday morning, 12 p.m. PST, we talk about the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Well, I might have to talk about that with you.
Yeah, because I'd love to have you. It usually runs about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
You'd be much better than our last guest who was on.
Oh my God!
Was it Paul? Was that
Frank
Paul?
Ganish.
Yeah. Frank.
I don't know who
the nonsense that man spews.
I mean, what kind of stats are even in The Mandalorian to talk about?
He's still convinced that Boba Fett is not in the series.
He was convinced that Tamora Morrison in the end of Chapter 9 wasn't Boba Fett.
That was so awesome.
It was
to see
so
Tamura
awesome.
fucking Morrison show up as Boba Fett. Are you kidding me? That happened in my lifetime? Get the fuck out of here. By the way, this is a preview of your whole show, PJ. Because I do this. No, I am honestly quite not fun to watch Star Wars movies with because I go crazy.
I would watch a Star Wars movie with you.
You know, let's talk about the first 4 episodes of Mando. Since you're here, you haven't gotten to talk about it with us. I'm curious, what are your thoughts overall right now on where Mandalorian is going and what they've done?
I love it. I don't know where to start. I mean, Boba Fett was my favorite thing as a kid, and for you younger people, this is such a cool thing that happened in my lifetime. Is that Lucasfilm was so good about advertising their upcoming movie, Empire Strikes Back, that they put out an action figure that was going to be in that movie. I mean, nothing like this had ever happened. So you got to play with Boba Fett for like 2 years before you ever saw him in a movie.
And then he had like 2 minutes of screen time.
And they had 2 minutes of screen time. And that's the thing,
launcher on his back.
What's that?
With the actual missile launcher on his back.
Yeah, I've seen that in real life. It's cool.
Yes, Boba Fett was maximum character for minimum screen time. And what was so cool about Boba Fett is that armor is this whole history going on, that you just look at him and you're like, oh my God, I see. I mean, for the used universe thing of Star Wars, that everything's got dents and marks and stuff like that. And you're like, oh my God, this X-Wing, that's out of control. Where'd you get that?
The internet.
I paid a lot on the internet for it.
Where do we get anything nowadays?
Yeah, it's true. The internet. Yeah. So to see a Boba Fett TV show, and I call him, I don't call them Mandalorians. I call them Boba Fetts. There's a bunch of Boba Fetts. But to just key into just the image of him I could watch the Mandalorian walk down a Tatooine street for 12 hours. I could just there's so many shots in the first season where it's just him walking down a Western town street
with the music playing in the background,
and that score. I mean, it's all double plus bonus extra in that show. It's
I love that Favreau was also clearly a fan of Tremors because I'm a huge Tremors fan, and everything about that first episode was Tremors in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now, Adam, I want to know something. Are you a fan of the cartoons?
Yeah, I like the cartoons a lot.
Which one is your favorite?
Clone Wars.
Boy, I like Rebels a lot, but I've just seen more Clone Wars, and I guess I feel more of an affinity to Clone Wars, particularly the seasons where I believe George Lucas came on as a story, a little more involved in the story.
It's his idea.
Yeah, but I think he came back on board around the 4th season or 3rd season. He was always involved, but I heard there was a season where he submitted a lot of stories, and they got real samurai. There was a much more samurai season of the Clone Wars. So yeah, I think Clone Wars is my favorite of the two. But boy, Rebels is real good. I like stuff that
is one of those watches that goes by really quick. Clone Wars, I feel like, especially because the way that they put Clone Wars out, it's not in a linear timeline. You have to if you want to watch it in the correct timeline, you have to jump between episodes. You're like, okay, I'm on season 4, episode 2, and now I'm on season 1, episode 3, and now I'm
really? Yeah.
9. Yeah. If you watch the correct version, you have to really jump around. Yeah.
Man, look at that armor though. I don't care what this guy's doing. Look at the design of the Boba Fett armor is just one of the crowning achievements of Star Wars. And to see the Mandalorian, I mean, the fact that the guy never takes his helmet off is just that's a really radical thing. When the movie Dredd came out, that it was a big. It was people hated the Stallone Judge Dredd because he took his helmet off. Or there's plenty of things to hate about that movie, but it was just the idea that a star would be under, but it would be wrong to see the Mandalorian's face. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to that. But
do you think in season 3, they're going to get to a point in the storyline where he kind of turns to like the other Mandalorian side away from the niche group that he's in, right? And like he'll be able to like,
by the end of this season,
Pedro Pascal, and we'll all be like,
"What's up, Bador?"
Yeah, but by the end of this season, he'll have gotten there because
this season?
Well, and that's an amazing thing that they're adding to his mythology is that he's basically just found out he's a zealot, and he didn't even realize. He's like, I thought this is how, which is how zealots are. They're like, I thought that's how life was.
You guys know I've been saying that for a while. I've been saying there's something off here. There's something we're not.
Well, but like if you've watched the Clone Wars, you know what group he's in, right? So like at the time of the Mandalorian, it's not even that the fact that he's in this, Death Watch group that it's like so crazy and awful. At this point, they're just people trying to make a living, and they grew up in that area or that mind frame, so that's all they know.
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
I don't mean to cut Kristen off or anyone off.
Dare you?
But why have we had Kristen on our Mandalorian show?
Because I have a daughter who's awake at that time.
Oh.
Who's 2 and she puts her fingers all over things, and
I would actually be fascinated to see and hear Kara's thoughts on the episodes.
Kara knows a lot about Star Wars. She's got this book. It's like this big. It's huge, like huge, and it's just page of like Star Wars characters with like their names underneath. And she'll just bring it to us, and she'll be like, "Who's that? Who's that?" And you're like, "Well, that's Kit Fisto." And, and it's like
you're raising her right.
You're raising her right. That's Kit Fisto.
Yeah. I'm like, you're training this child.
I have all the little golden books of all the Star Wars movies.
That's awesome.
That was one of the things I bought for if I ever have a kid. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I was like, I want my kids to have the little golden books. Like, I thought that'd be cool.
Sean, do you know?
I saw that, Sean. Motherfucker shaking his head.
Hey, I got to say, that DVD collection and kids is a rare combo. It's going to have to be.
Well,
do you know what planet Kit Fisto is from?
Yeah, he's from Glian Selm.
That is right. That is correct.
Same planet as oh fuck, what's his name?
Same planet as oh fuck.
That's my favorite.
No, Glian Selm is dropped as a reference in Solo. Yeah.
Well, that's because Tobias Beckett is also from Glian Selm.
He's from Glian Selm. Okay.
Oh no.
That's how I remembered that line. Glian Selm was because it was it's Kit Fisto's home planet.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that was. I didn't know that was. That was connected. I just knew that as a reference from Solo.
So what is everyone's like favorite not main Jedi? I just want to know.
Ooh.
Like we're not talking like you can go like underneath. So like Mace Windu below kind of.
Okay, deal. Right. Below the Jedi Council. Or no, oh, you mean all Jedi Council.
Right. But not like Obi-Wan, Anakin.
Oh, right.
Or is Ahsoka too mainstream?
No, I think that's fair.
Ahsoka's mine.
Yeah. We enjoy Plo Koon in this house.
I like Plo Koon a lot.
We love Plo Koon. Every time he got an episode in Clone Wars, we freaked out.
Do this and talk like Plo Koon.
Plo Koon.
I also am a big fan of Kiadi Mundi because
Kiadi
Mundi, but Plo Koon, I think he nailed it. That's my favorite. It's just what a cool design for that guy.
I knew it. I knew that you were a good person.
And he gets some scenes too.
I'll give you my top 3.
Expect nothing less.
So Kit Fisto, I loved him as a kid. I don't know why.
He's got a fun name.
Well, look at him. Look at Kit Fisto.
He's always smiling.
Right.
He is the most.
Also, the Jindy Tartakovsky. The Jindy Tartakovsky one is so good too. Yeah, that's a very good Kit Fisto.
That 2-season miniseries.
Kit Fisto, Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah.
Kanan's great.
Yeah, good choice. Great.
And Cal Kestis.
Okay.
Which one's Cal Kestis?
Cal Kestis is from Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't read the book so much.
Oh, Bador, Kia Mundi. Yeah, I understand that reference, Bador. Thank you.
I like Aayla Secura.
Yes.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
I think a lot of young men like Aayla Secura.
We stand.
That's
Jedi.
Quinlan Voss is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I just said Quinlan Voss. I think that he's one of the best
Ahsoka will always have my heart.
Adam, in what Star Wars movie does Quinlan Voss appear?
I would assume Attack of the Clones.
The Phantom Menace.
No, Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace?
Yep. He's on Tatooine.
He's on Tatooine.
Oh, what? How weird is that?
Oh no, he appears in the hologram in 3.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, he's just referred to in 3.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, okay. That's an extra with a Quinlan Voss looking thing that they've retconned.
That is
100% probably
so what happened with Quinlan
Much
Voss
like the blonde beard guy in Return of the Jedi
Voss
is now
wasn't in canon until
what happened with Quinlan Voss was George Lucas saw him and said, "Oh, I like him. Let's make him a Jedi."
Yeah.
That is the most George Lucas thing I've ever heard. I'm not.
He's in the He's in the Battlefront books, right?
He is also in the Dark Apprentice. Is that what that one's called?
Dark Disciple, yeah.
There's one main book that's like Quinlan Voss's story, right? What is that one?
Yeah, Dark Disciple.
Dark Disciple. Yeah.
And it's very
fantastic.
very good.
It's fantastic.
And there's a comic book. Well, he had his own comic book, didn't he?
He was in one. I don't know if it was his specific. I'd have to think.
I gotta catch up on. Yeah, right there you go. There's Quinlan Voss.
That doesn't seem right to me. That he was.
He's been redesigned since then, but the face stripe is the indicator.
Yeah, interesting.
Sean, in the mention of Quinlan Voss in episode 3, what system is Master Voss being sent to?
Boz Pity.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's also in the deleted scenes for Revenge of the Sith on Kashyyyk.
Oh yes, I just love the tech speak. Mumbo jumbo. What
Boz has taken Boz?
Yeah, what's the full line there? It's just perfect sci-fi. It's like, oh god, somebody has moved their troops to. I can't remember, but there's a line there that's just thick babble.
Can I just say that I love that whenever Adam and Sean are in the same room, they always quiz each other.
And they always do the same thing when they can't remember.
Can we reveal some stuff about our study tactics?
Sure.
Don't. That's horrible.
Oh please, that's such a rumor that you can't reveal your secrets. You gotta like movies as much as me first before you can adopt any of my.
That's true. Yeah.
Prior to mine and Adam's match, we quizzed each other.
Yes.
We literally studied with. I think you guys studied with each other.
Well, and then for the Star Wars tournament, Adam was my go-to. Adam.
Adam,
your go-to Adam.
Yeah.
Do you have other Adams?
Yeah. What other Adams?
What other?
I'm his favorite Adam, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
I mean, how many other Adams are there?
I know. Hold on. I know what the line, Sean. The line is Seleucus Mai has fallen, and
yes,
Master. Somebody has sent Master Voss to Boss Pity. Anyway, yeah. Seleucus Mai has fallen is the beginning.
And I love that whenever there's a question about Seleucus Mai in the Schmodown, or it comes up anywhere, everyone always says Salakami or like some other. I'm like, they say it in the movie.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Only if you're a nerd. Do you know that though? Seleucus Mai has fallen, and Master so and so has moved. I can't remember it.
This is a group of nerds. You're in the right place. So
right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you get me. You get me.
I mean, you've come to the right place, and Paul did leave, so we can talk as much Star Wars as we want.
Adam, what's your favorite? Let's give PJ some love. After we made fun of him for things earlier, what is your favorite Star Wars question from this year?
Oh, I'd have to. There's so many of them. There have been a few where I'm like, that is the best question.
Can I tease that I think one of the best is in a match that's coming up?
No, but I'll tell you what.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
I'll tell you what. You can tell me and see if I know the answer.
Okay. Well,
that would tease it
later.
Off camera.
Boy, that's a good question. What's my favorite question? Because there are.
I would not do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm on the up and up. I will not do that. Promise.
Nope.
Well, you know what? Good question.
I have a quick question because Jeff's in the chat. Do we get to call Jeff Call Sign Quiz Show here or no? Because we're not the action guys.
That's true. Jeff, can we just call you Jeff?
I'm just going to call you Jeff.
I'm just going to call you Jeff.
You're Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff.
Also, hello, Freya.
Adam, what were you to say?
No, I was just going to say, although this is not the most, I mean, you know what's a really good question and that I got wrong that had been asked before, which is who interrupts the funeral of Shmi?
Yes.
Because
R2.
I still couldn't tell you, but
It's R2,
but
I think.
it's R2. But the fact is that C-3PO's translation of that and the fact that C-3PO was at the funeral and R2 rolled up, that adds an interesting angle where even if you know that scene, which I did, you can get it wrong. I think that's things like that which have a couple little angles like that. Really good.
Yeah.
I think my favorite question is one that I also got wrong, and more for the legacy of it.
Here it comes.
Because I have leaned into it so fucking hard.
Oh my god.
Right.
It is a ton of fun to hear that question.
It's a fun for fun.
Wow,
It's
what a
getting
wacky
little
character.
Sean, the joke's getting a little redundant.
I know.
Can I just say I love how it's even being brought up on Star Wars Explained.
Molly brings
Like
it up.
Molly brings it up all the time. Just to
She does. I was watching her build the Baby Yoda Lego the other day, and they brought up Tund. I was like, I get that reference.
Yeah, right.
Because she was like, "Do you know where Ben Quadraneros is from?" He was like, "Of course I know. He's from the Tund region. Everyone knows where Ben Quadraneros is from."
So
I'll tell you
PJ.
this.
Yo,
I'm gonna be 90 years old. I'm gonna have dementia. I'm gonna remember nothing except I will know that Ben Quadraneros is
It's
from Tund.
So
never gonna forget it.
So now that question is kind of a piece of lore, it's an inside joke. That question never get asked in Star Wars again because now it's a bit unknown.
Right.
Or could you still throw, somebody who doesn't know that we're doing this bit right here off by asking that question?
That's
still a hard question.
So
or does it drop to a 3-pointer now because it's like, oh, that's a bit.
Well, that's like
So it's-
asking if you're not allowed to talk about Bespin or not.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. Is it's kind of dependent because, also it depends on what Christian wants the rules to be next season, right?
Yeah.
If we don't refresh the questions and start over again, and then no, I won't go back to it. But when and if we can, I'll likely probably use it, but I would put it at a lower difficulty because there's
especially
a
if it's a match for. I'm assuming, especially if it's like a me match or a Molly match or a you match who do know the joke.
It's not going in that match.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But also you can flip it and say what pod racer is from the Tons system, that sort of thing too.
You could flip it.
Makes it a newer question because then that's a different thing to have to remember. It's like, oh yeah, what is his damn name? Triangle face, diamond face, triangle head. What an invention that character is!
What a
My
great
goodness.
character.
I got asked a question in my Molly match, a character that was not in the theatrical release of the movie.
Oh yeah. Constable Zuvio.
Yeah.
No, it's not Zubio. It was somebody else, but he's only in the more recent release of 10 years ago's release of the Phantom Menace. But some pod racers were not in the original cut in the theater.
Right. Yeah.
So
but they may have been on the first version I had and watched the most. I don't know.
Well, there's even a difference between the theatrical and the home video release.
Yeah. It's still a legal question, but
no, and that's the weird thing is with Star Wars, because the special editions of every one of these movies, whether it's Phantom, A New Hope, Empire, Jedi, every one of those is the only version you can own now. They don't release them. So those are technically the legal versions of the movies to talk about, which is such a weird thing. And that's the only place so far right now, as far as the game goes, where director's cuts, if you will, are fair game. Because I can't
now, what about
questions and other podcasts.
What about, and we were talking about this before, let's take Apocalypse Now Redux, for example. That played theaters.
Right.
Are questions that are only part of Redux but not in the original cut or the final cut fair game?
No, it has to be theatrical, which is weird. Because to your point, it did play theatrically.
Right.
And it's a question that I've had a lot because one that I think I go back to a lot of the time is Lord of the Rings, because we've actually had questions that have slipped in before that have been from the extended editions. And you don't mean to do it, but when the extended editions are the only ones that you can really actively get at this point.
Yeah.
And they did play theaters, the extended editions did.
They did. They have played in theaters.
The extendeds aren't on streaming. Only the theatrical. streaming.
You can rent the extendeds on streaming.
Right. No, yeah.
I own the Blu-rays and we'll buy the 4Ks when they come out in 2 weeks. But
But I think also the point of the Schmodown is that the people at home can play along and go, what's the Lord of the Rings that they've seen that they, I mean,
the extended is the only version
you could get
anymore.
Yeah, you could get incredibly obtuse, but it's like the audience can't play along at that point. So it's got to be friendly questions that theoretically any of us could answer.
But the good thing about the extended versions of at least Lord of the Rings is that they don't backtrack anything. They don't make changes that change the original.
No.
Unlike Star Wars, where you literally have an iconic moment of Star Wars changed. So when you ask questions, who shot first?
That's never going to be asked.
It can never be asked because in theaters,
although the correct answer now
shot
is Greedo.
Did anyone watch the holiday special yet? The new holiday special?
No, I'm saving it. I'm saving it because I want to watch it with Kara.
So there you have a great joke about that where, like, it's not too much of a spoiler because I know that this one specifically was Taylor, but there's a part when they're on Tatooine and the timelines have kind of like colluded together and crushed, and Greedo is looking around and he says his line when he first sees Solo in A New Hope, but he stops and he goes, Solos, and he's real confused, and the Force Awakens Solo and the New Hope Solo are both standing there, and then one of them goes, you want to shoot first? And he goes, you, and they both shoot at the same time and shoot Greedo.
That's awesome.
Like they say McClunky in the holiday.
They do.
Yes. Yes.
Like it is so meta self-aware in all the right ways. It works in a way that I didn't expect it to, but it's a Lego property too, which if I know anything about Lego always does things like on an up and up love letter sort of way, while also being a parody. And the other thing, and I said it the other day when we were talking about Mandalorian, because I wanted people who were watching the after show to watch it. I thought that it actually gave us a very interesting look at what the post Rise of Skywalker world is going to look like. Because the first time we've seen anything post Rise at this point, even in a canon adjacent thing.
That's true.
Yeah. So for that alone, it's worth watching. But I loved it. I thought it was great.
I would like to tell you, using pop culture, how old I am. I watched the Star Wars Holiday Special live on TV, sitting in front of it as a child.
I watch it every year for Christmas. I watch it every year on Christmas, and I am so happy that I have something else to watch on Christmas now.
There you go.
Although our patrons are currently voting for that to win in our special watch-along poll.
Yeah, I was actually going to go look. So I was going to say, if you'd like to come back, Adam, we are going to do a double feature of both holiday specials, it looks like, for the patrons.
Thanks, patrons.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.
So we're going to be watching both holiday specials.
Now, imagine this, though. I watched that live on TV, and it blew my little kid mind because Star Wars was on my TV.
Hell yeah.
Like that's what? I'm watching Star Wars. It's Harrison Ford. It's Mark Hamill.
It's Starship.
Yeah, it's just whatever. That's what TV looked like. Everything was a variety show back then. That's what Sonny and Cher looked like. Of course, Jefferson. I was too young to realize that was an odd thing to be in Star Wars. I knew it was very different from the movie, but the fact is, I was watching Star Wars on my TV in my living room, and then years later, before internet, I explained to people, no, there was a Star Wars TV show, and I couldn't prove it. Until I discovered the Comic-Con and went to the bootleg bin, and I said to him, this is exactly how I approached the guy. I was do you by any chance know of a Star Wars TV show that aired? And he goes, you mean the holiday special? I was like, yeah, because that's the first person that didn't look at me like I was crazy. I was like, yes. And he goes, right here. And I was like, held it in my hands. I'm like, my God, I have.
You held it up like Legend of Zelda.
I have it on DVD too. It makes me so happy, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but wasn't there also an animated Droids TV show?
There was.
There was.
Yes. Ewoks also.
Yep, Droids and Ewoks. Yeah.
All right, let's hear your humble brag, Cam. What's
up?
I
do love. Can I say I really enjoy the Ewok movies? Like legitimately, I enjoy those Ewok movies.
It was more Star Wars. Love it.
Yeah.
In my first match, I named that as my favorite Star Wars.
Like
if there's something going pew pew and something going ksh, ksh, I'm all in.
Well, and the holiday special is the introduction of Boba Fett too, so that blew me away too.
which was the shirt I wore for my first match.
Right, love that shirt. All right, Cam has a humble brag.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to take off.
Cam, we are waiting.
I think we're gonna probably close out here pretty soon.
I think so too.
With the humble brag,
we close with Cam's humble brag.
And then what we've learned on tonight's show.
Well, it's
what did we learn on the show tonight, Craig? I'm such a fan of Craig Ferguson.
Cam's humble brag is so humble, she's not even typing.
Yeah.
Here it is. I went on
a school field trip in 1977 to the Dorothy Chandler to watch John Williams conduct the LA Philharmonic, and they gave us all the Star Wars disco LP. I still have it.
God damn it, Cam.
That's so cool.
Wow, can you imagine watching John Williams do that in 77, a live performance? Like a new piece of music for him? Like, do I remember that? Oh, yeah.
I've seen him conduct a few times at Tanglewood where he goes over the summer, but that's a totally different story.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Jesus.
I think that's as good a note as any to wrap up this madness.
Well, the other note would be that I'm John Williams' video editor. Does everyone know that?
Yeah, I knew that. But I was
my brother-in-law got to play with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra when they played the Star Wars Summer Festival. They did a Star Wars concert. My brother-in-law was playing with them that day.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
I would
that's
like
cool.
to. I hope after COVID he does
not
that
as humble brag as Adams, but
yeah.
All right.
Adams is way better than mine.
Let's get the hell out of here.
But not as good as Cam's.
Cam's is pretty great.
I mean, the disco LP, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I had to bring us back to a normal level of brag.
I'm sorry, Bedora. We have to. I'm sorry.
It's not our fault that you always show up to our streams in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. You've been going for 2 hours. All right, Adam. Where can everyone
this
find
wasn't
you
a 24-hour recording, so you can watch it back, Bedora.
That is true. That is true. Where can everyone find you online, Adam? And do you got anything to promote?
I just would promote the last thing that Paul and I did, which was the Flash of Genius fake movie trivia contest that we held about one single movie, the 2008 movie about intermittent windshield wipers, Flash of Genius with Greg Kinnear. And if anybody hasn't seen it, go dig further at themovieguys.net or the Movie Guys Facebook to find the Star Wars play-by-play.
So
if you haven't seen that, that's
so good.
We did a full baseball play-by-play, sports play-by-play for the entire movie.
Free for all.
And yes, and Free for All 3.5, which we did Free for All, but with Star Wars action figures. So all that stuff.
So good.
Yes, there's the Movie Guys Online, and we just posted all the bits, like our commercial and the infinite regress. Reaction to a reaction to reaction. We just posted that on our YouTube too. So.
Awesome. Kristen?
I honestly, I'm still overwhelmed from the reactionception that happened. I assume you can find me on this network doing something or other within the next week or so. You can also find me Smith_K10, the number, not the word, on Twitter, Instagram, and Stardust, even though I don't post anything on Stardust. I don't think I'm doing anything else.
By the way, I hate to break this up here, but we have to. Brandy says that Mark Hamill spoke at her high school theater class, and they did not like each other.
Oh my God!
Who doesn't like Brandy?
He must be a really pretentious actor, more pretentious than we know.
I mean, I don't believe that, but also, who doesn't like Brandy?
Sean, can we get at least 20 minutes of promos from you?
No.
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on Twitter at SuitUpSully, on Twitch at Sean Sully. Right now we are going through The Legend of Sully, The Breath of the Wild.
What does that mean?
It is a video game.
Is it?
I love how PJ is Navi.
I am. Damn it.
Adam, it's the Legend of Zelda, but I got an edited version that has my face on it.
Okay.
I'm not actually playing an edited version, just the image.
So you're playing Legend of Zelda on Twitch?
Yes.
I gotcha.
Yeah. You can also, of course, guys, don't forget, we still have episode 3 of Box. If you have not seen it,
I have not.
PJ Campbell is an asshole.
Hey.
I mean, you could have just left it there.
Uncalled for.
Thank you, Adam. Adam, you should watch and find out what he made us do.
It's true.
It's terrible.
I have yet to watch Box. I'm excited. I'm going to put it on tonight because.
Oh my God!
Start from episode 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will.
It's
That's
something
exactly
else.
the sort of thing that'll go down well. I try and put on a movie or something, and my roommate's like, "Can I just watch short form content?" So I'm going to put that on tonight. That's good.
Yay!
Box 1 and 2 are definitely great short.
All right. Awesome.
They are great.
Ended up a little longer.
It's like 40 minutes. Box 3.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, PJ.
That's all I got for
you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell. You can find me over at the Movie Trivia Showdown where I write questions. Be nice to the writers. We're only human. I really appreciate everyone's support. We're almost to the end of the season. It's been a weird year, but I got through it. As the head writer for the first season, I'm hoping for many more seasons to come because I love doing it. So thank you guys.
Great questions.
And you guys can find me here, hanging out with my friends. We watch movies. We talk about books. We talk about Star Wars. I make fun of Sean.
It's true.
I have a good time. Adam Witt comes and hangs
It's
out
true.
with us. It's the best. So come and hang out with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, man. Anytime.
You can replace
Tomorrow
us
night.
anytime you want.
Tomorrow night we're watching Elf.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Where is the thing? Friday night, The Holiday. Of course, Saturdays we do our Mandalorian show, PJCN Water Cooler Chat Mandalorian Edition. And then Saturday evening, we're doing our 007 Friendsgiving only on our Twitch. That's twitch.tv/PJC Network. We're going to be playing Nightfire, and who knows what else might happen.
Which game was Nightfire for?
So it was on
Game.
It was on GameCube.
Okay, GameCube.
It's sort of very similar to GoldenEye, but
basically a port, like a redux.
basically, yeah.
I was obsessed with GoldenEye, but I didn't play any Bond games.
It's very similar, and we've fiddled around with it for streaming. It just works better than GoldenEye.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's great. I got the Quantum Solace game. That's very good.
Ooh.
I'm excited that apparently they're making a new James Bond game finally.
They are, and it's being done by the people who did the Hitman games, and apparently it's an origin about when Bond becoming 007, which I'm.
But will it have bobblehead mode? That's all I want to know.
Adam, do you have a modern game system?
Yeah, I'm PS4. I just bought it
Right.
finally for quarantine.
Someone send Adam a copy of Jedi Fallen Order.
I'll buy him one.
You can have ours.
It is one of the greatest.
Oh, we have it for Xbox. JK.
It is one of the
I never
greatest-
played that one. That one was from PS3 or something, right?
No,
it's this generation.
Oh, it's a new game?
Yeah,
It's
it's
one of
the
the
new
greatest-
one.
Newish.
It was
one of the greatest Star
first
Wars
canon
stories
game.
ever.
It's one of the what?
One of the greatest Star Wars stories ever.
Okay, yeah, I've not played that one. I've only played Battlefield.
Yeah.
And it was like the first new canon game that was like an actual playthrough that wasn't the same as Battlefront. So
Really? When did this one come out?
last year?
Okay.
Last November, I think. Yeah, it was like
it's
right
been
after
like
the
a year.
holidays.
It's been out
That's how out of it I've been with video games, but now I'm catching back up.
The character, who is it that plays the main character?
Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, Cameron Monaghan, who was on
He
Gotham.
sort of played the Joker on Gotham, and he was on Shameless on Showtime.
But like he acted the role and everything, and so he looks just like him, and he did all the motion capture. Like, it's awesome.
That's cool. That's amazing. I didn't know that was that there was. I thought the last game they put out was Battlefront 2 or Battlefield 2.
But Dor said, "Give her your address. She'll send it to you now."
Okay.
All right. Of course, we also have to thank all of our Patreon producers, our executive producers, and Ruby Tier producers. Thank you so much. We could not do this without you.
Rock.
Check out our Patreon. Maybe there's a tier that's right for you. It helps us keep the lights on and producing this nonsense.
Yeah.
But from myself, from Kristen, from Sean, from PJ, and from Adam, have a great Sunday. We hope you had fun unwinding with us, and we will see you next time.